know what to do, and we know how to do it. The thing we got to be ready to go out there with our motors running, focused, and knowing what our objective is.
We the family. We set the tone today. What's your name? You just got here. D. Jones, Dragon. He a part of us now. We the reason that we gonna win this whole thing. All we need is everybody in this circle, dog. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. When I say tick, tick, y'all say boom. Tick, tick, boom. Tick, tick, boom. All day.
Well, Steven Johnson getting the Dragons all pumped up, and you know what? So is this city. They had the largest crowd of the XFL season last week, expecting close to that number today as the St. Louis Battlehawks entertain the St. Louis Dragons here in Week 4 of the XFL on Fox. Coming into the broadcast booth to stay a while, folks. I'm Kurt Menefee in this town. People have talked about the buzz that the St. Louis team has brought.
And that buzz continued early this morning. You know, our hotel was right across the street, and about 6 hours ago, I saw a line of cars ready to come in here and tailgate. So they're ready to go. I can't wait to see this atmosphere.
And they've got reason to be excited. Pro football is back for the first time in about 4 years, but it's also a winning pro football team.
Well, and a lot of that is because of what Jonathan Hayes, the head coach, has built in terms of the football foundation. They run the ball. They play great special teams. That running game really catapulted them to a big win last week against New York. 157 yards on the game, on the ground per game, leads the XFL. But they also, like I said, play great specials. They blocked a punt last week. That led to a touchdown. They also had the first kickoff return for a touchdown of the season here in the XFL. They also kicked a 58-yard field goal. So they're winning on that third side of the ball. And that's a big reason why this team is gaining momentum and is one of those teams that you can look at as maybe a favorite as this second half of the season starts to come upon us.
So quite the challenge on the road for Brandon Silvers and this Seattle Dragons team. Although Silvers statistically coming off his best game of the season.
I thought he looked a lot better last week, even though they lost that game. Silvers, his completion percentage was up. His one interception, probably more of a wide receiver error. He did throw another 2 touchdowns last week, but it's so vital for him and the Seattle team to stay on schedule. First down is the most important down for them so that Jim Zorn, the play caller and head coach, can continue to stay balanced and also try to run the football for his quarterback. That is a vital part of this game plan.
All right, so the man challenged to keep him off schedule, if you will, is the head coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks, Jonathan Hayes, who's down there on the sideline with Brock Ewing.
Yeah, we're itching for kickoff here. I know you are as well. This crowd's electric. Kurt and Joel talking about the atmosphere in this town. How do you keep them engaged today?
We just got to keep our focus, make sure we understand the task at hand and keep that in front of us.
Where will your eyes be early in this game? What are you going to be watching for?
The line of scrimmage. Of course, the line of scrimmage.
Spoken like an old Hayden Fry guy.
He is one good one. All right, St. Louis, the heavy favorites. And you can see the under both these teams if you like that thing. Are 3-0 when it comes to the under this season. So I guess we shouldn't expect a lot of points. You can play Fox Sports Super 6 by downloading the app. Play it for free for a chance to win $10,000 on the XFL. All right, it is time for kickoff here, and this is one of the things that we really enjoyed here. We saw St. Louis take advantage of it last week.
This is one of the things that I think has been the best innovation that the XFL has had is this kickoff. It's been widely praised, and rightly so, eliminating that long run collision out of the sport and yet retaining the excitement of the kickoff. Last week they ran a little bit of a reverse for a touchdown. Who knows if we'll see it on the opening kickoff. Little fireworks early. Let's see what the Battlehawks have for their faithful here in the dome.
And Keith Mumphrey was the guy who started that trick play on the return. He takes it here to start off Week 4 action. Through the middle out to about the 30-yard line. There's a flag down as well. And so we'll start the game with a penalty on special teams. Jordan Ta'amu, the quarterback for the Battlehawks, ready to lead his team into action.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 53, 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
All right, so they'll come back a little bit, but you know the way this team is played, they like to run the football. So I don't know how much this will, obviously field position is not good, but how much it'll hurt.
Well, listen, this is really a quarterback in Jordan Ta'amu that's so comfortable in this college-oriented RPO-style offense, and that's what Chuck Long, their offensive coordinator, has given him. They're going to try to run it early and often here in this ballgame.
Starting from the 10-yard line, they hand it off for a first play, and Matt Jones will be dropped for a loss. Will Sutton caught him in the backfield. Loss of 5 on the opening play.
Yeah, Will Sutton is a terrific player, but this Battlehawks offensive line, they are a really good one. They're athletic. They can get out. They can pull. They can do a lot of things on the outside. And then watch out for DeMornay Pearson-L. He's a guy that's going to be in the slot for them as a wide receiver. And here, as they're backed up, check out him in the slot, maybe trying to get an early completion for the young quarterback.
2 backs in the backfield. They fake the handoff, and Tom, who keeps it. Short gain, maybe a yard on the play. Tom is actually the second leading rusher for this team, so that's not unusual for them.
Yeah, because of that RPO/zone read style, a system that they run, and he's an athletic, talented guy. This defense, though, charged with stopping this offense. They are fast. They're athletic. They've created a lot of turnovers over the last couple of weeks. Marcel Fraser has been right in there, and then Steven Johnson. You heard him in the pregame there. He's an emotional player, number 59. He's leading the XFL in tackles. I think he's got to play his best game so far this season if Seattle is able to stay in here and beat the Battlehawks on the road.
Big third down to start the game. Tomu just gets rid of it, and St. Louis will be forced to punt here on the opening drive. So a good defensive stand by the Dragons to start this game off.
Great recognition by that defensive line. In order to stop screens at any level, you've got to have defensive linemen that understand when they are unblocked. As soon as they understand they're unblocked, they get out of their pass rush, get down the line of scrimmage, look for that back. That's exactly what they did there for Seattle, and a nice little stop early.
Marquette King, the former Raider, kicks this one off. Austin Prohl, whose dad Ricky played here in this dome with the Rams, takes it and gets hit right away. Ball is out. Dexter McCoyle with the big booming hit just as soon as Prohl touched the football.
That ball had hit the ground. It had bounced.
Yeah, so it was a legal hit. Dragons recover. Looks like Santos Ramirez got it and saved the Dragons' day.
I tell you what a fortunate bounce for Seattle. There's the bounce of the football, then the contact. But look, there's 4 Battlehawks, and Ramirez is the only Dragon down there, and he's able to corral that football. Good bounce, fighting for it right there, and he's able to retain possession for the Dragons, who now have great field position. They start their opening series here on the 50-yard line.
Now right at midfield for Brandon Silvers. Hands it off, first play of the game. Trey Williams, the running back. And we talked about Silvers and the way he played last week.
Yeah.
Looking to try and get into a rhythm early here today.
They've got to build on the fact that early in that game last week, they did such a great job of staying on schedule. I mentioned it in the open. When they can stay in second and medium, third and short, they are such a good offense. That rhythm behooves the play caller, Jim Zorn, to stay balanced and have the threat of the run.
Here's Williams again. Short 2-yard pickup. And this defense, or excuse me, this offense for the Seattle Dragons, it's been kind of run first with a lot of different faces.
Yeah, it has, and they're excited to get their left tackle back, Isaiah Battle, number 79. He is a big player, 6'6", 305 pounds. Jim Zorn certainly wants to try to establish a run, but that's going to be a hard thing to do here on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, this is Battle's first game of the season. The former Seattle Seahawk. Here's Silvers. Looking to throw for the first time and just overthrows a wide open Alonzo Moore. That had first down and a whole lot more on it.
Well, and check out the lane that Silvers has to run. Remember now, it's 3rd and 5. He needs to get to the 40-yard line. Right here, he's got to tuck that ball and run just to his right. He forces it down the field. That is a poor decision by the quarterback. He's got to move the chains, not look for the big play there. If he takes it with his feet, they're still on the field as an offense.
Instead, they punt after the first possession. Flags down already. They're going to spot this one down inside the 10-yard line as of now, but once again, let's see what Reggie Smith, our referee, has to say.
I think they got an early start there. Niles Morgan, number 56, looked like he took off. Remember, you cannot leave the line of scrimmage. You only get 1 yard of buffer before the ball is kicked as the punting team here in the XFL to head down the field. I think they got a little early start.
An eligible player downfield on the kick. Kicking team, number 56. 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
Yeah, with this ball spotted so deep, why not take another shot, let them kick it again, and try and get better field position this time if you're St. Louis.
It was a really good punt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, in that field position, they already had their opening series of the game for Jonathan Hayes. Start back there inside that 20, inside the 15-yard line, so they're definitely looking to potentially have better field position than that. Remember, if this ball winds up out of bounds or inside the end zone, it's coming out to the 35.
So here's Brock Miller again. And another good punt. This one even better. Down inside the 5. And the Dragons take advantage of the extra room and boom at 47 yards off the foot of Brock Miller. And so Jordan Ta'amu will come out for time number 2. We'll take a listen in and watch and see what he does with the ball this time around.
Hi. Can you tell me how to get to I-70, please? Oh, okay. Are you... yes. Thank you.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
Have you ever wondered what the motorcade driver drives when they're not in a motorcade? This one drives a Volkswagen Passat.
When new smartphones are expensive, the family has to share one. Step up with Boost Mobile and get 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones when you switch. Or don't and prepare to lose some furniture. Step up with Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line per month. Or don't and remodel the living room. Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line per month with unlimited data and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones, all on our super reliable, super fast network. Step up with Boost Mobile.
No, this ain't no sandwich, because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
5-Hour Energy gets you through your on-the-go life. Now it comes in 2 delicious tropical flavors that can take you to a whole new on-the-go experience. Try them both. Vote for your favorite. You could be on the go to someplace you actually want to go.
Who doesn't love a deal? I do. Check out the United Explorer card. Saving on this, saving on this, saving in here. Rewarded.
Learn more at theexplorercard.com.
We gotta know which safety is taking which back. You got the strong back. You got him. Who we got? Man, don't be scared, bro. Let's go! Let's go!
He is a bad man. Leads this league in tackles. 14 last week, 32 through the first 3 games. And on the opening series, forced a 3 and out for -3 yards against St. Louis.
Steven Johnson played his football at Kansas, and what an amazing story he had. You know, he wasn't highly recruited out of high school, wound up having to walk on after a knee injury, and then he ended up being an undrafted free agent for the Denver Broncos. He's traveled the long road, but he's a heck of a football player.
Played 3 full seasons with the Broncos. Here's Ta'amu off the play fake. Downfield, and is his tight end Marcus Lucas, and that's good enough for 11 yards and a first down.
Love the play call from Chuck Long. Let's see where he goes after this.
Left, trips left. From the 15, Matt Jones, and the former Redskin falls back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go 11. Trips left far, 501, Y Hank. Trips left far, 501, Y Hank.
That far, that's what he's saying is trips left far means that running back's going to come out there and it's an empty set. Far means he's in that slot.
That's Matt Jones. Thomas goes the other way, and the ball is caught. This time it's Alonzo Russell with the grab. Going to pick up 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down.
You heard him call that concept Hank. Here's what Hank means. This tight end's going to come across, and he's going to hook up right there. If you get a catch from the linebacker, see that play side, he catches from the left, that linebacker squeezes in. So then he goes reads curl flat on that left side. Curl to flat. It's an easy read. It's a full field read, and it's executed beautifully from Jordan Ta'amu.
180. What's up?
Another quick pass and another 1st down. Once again, the tight end Marcus Lucas with the grab. 8 yards on that one. And he gets up a little bit slowly, stretching it out.
Tyson left, punch even, Larry VIP. Tyson left, punch even, Larry VIP.
64 is reporting as eligible.
Tyson
Number
left,
64.
punch even, Larry VIP.
Number 64 lines up as an extra tight end / offensive lineman. And they hand it off and run it to Matt Jones. Lowers his shoulder, going to pick up a couple yards.
You can tell the Seattle team is doing everything they can to commit to stopping the run. I don't know if that formation was legal there.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 64 reported as eligible and was covered by a wide receiver on the line. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 1st down.
And that's the guy Michael Miller we were talking about just came in. Jim Zorn, you take a look at him, and he's trying to get his offense going. But right now, you know, his defense is carrying the load for him through these first couple of weeks.
Yeah, and to some extent, they did a couple of weeks ago in their win over the Tampa Bay Vipers at home. And he understands that this defense is going to have to play well, and it starts with stopping the run, and they're certainly committed to do that.
2 backs in for St. Louis. They fake the handoff, and Ta'amu keeps it. And he runs up the middle. Proves that he can be nimble as well. Going to be about a yard short of the 1st down. Nice run of 14.
Look at this read post snap. You're going to get the linebacker fly out of there. Right at that point, as he sees that, his eyes are right there. Boom. He's just up the field. It's a huge hole. He follows his running back, Matt Jones. Terrific post snap read by Jordan Ta'amu, executing at a high level here early.
Ta'amu played at the University of Mississippi 1 season with the Houston Texans a bit last year. Oh, another fake handoff, and he keeps it. A good run by Ta'amu, who's not afraid of contact.
Here he's reading this play side defensive end. Eyes are on him. That defensive end goes inside, so he keeps the ball on the outside. Now he's got running room. You saw those wide receivers. You see the wide receiver just kind of back out right there. That was Brandon Kelly, I believe, number 87. If Ta'amu wanted to, he could have flipped it out there and thrown the ball on the outside. That is the perfect little visual of what run-pass option is all about.
And now he's back to pass. Going deep down the right sideline. Broken up, intended for LaDamian Washington, but nice coverage by Jeremy Clark.
Jeremy Clark is their best cover corner. He's from Michigan. He's got great length. Brock, you and I were on the sidelines watching these Dragons warm up. We both commented on just the length and athleticism of Jeremy Clark.
Yeah, Joel, I'm down here trying to be at field level, just QB eyes as much as I can, and that jumps out with both of these defenses, especially Seattle. They are long. And also, Chuck told us yesterday they were going to test these guys down the field. Credit Clark for the first knockaway of the game.
So now it's Ta'amu on 2nd down from the shotgun. Over the middle again, wide open. Carlton Agadosi with another big chunk of yardage, 27 on this one.
I just love the anticipation there. This is one thing that Chuck Long told me that he needed Jordan Ta'amu to try to develop into as an anticipatory thrower. Watch this. Hits that back foot, and he throws the ball before the wide receiver is out of his break. Throws it just inside the numbers. That is picture perfect right there. Really executing at a high level. Tough to defend that when they're throwing the ball on time.
Into Seattle territory for the first time. They pull it back, and another completion all the way into the end zone. Easy touchdown, St. Louis. DeMornay Pearsonell with the home folks.
Another terrific read from the quarterback.
St. Louis will attempt a 2-point try from the 5-yard line.
27 yards on that strike, and what a drive by Ta'amu.
Watch as the linebacker, see the linebacker flow over the top right there. So what does he do? He replaces that linebacker with the football. Pearson L.
Pass and run.
It was right over the middle. Easy completion. Ta'amu. Easy touchdown pass for St. Louis.
You see the numbers there as they go for 2. Ta'amu with time. Hit. They get the conversion. Let's see if their quarterback got up. Marcus Lucas made the catch. Ta'amu back on his feet. And all is good in the world of the Battlehawks as they get the touchdown and 2-point conversion. First score of the game, and they lead it 8-0.
What a series for their quarterback. Jordan Ta'amu right down the field, anticipating windows. Great reads on the play fake. Delivers the corner for the 2-point attempt. And the Battlehawks up 8-0.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know Pinocchio was a bad motivational speaker?
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential. You have... Oh, boy.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I was so embarrassed about paying too much for a used car, I went into hiding in this undisclosed location. That used car website had the price all wrong.
Carfax has a better way. At Carfax.com, you get the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. So you never have to overpay on a used car again.
Dad, time for dinner.
Okay, champ.
Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at the all-new Carfax.com.
Behold, the Capital One Cafe. Cash and coffee.
Nice. Yes, impressive.
What up, Coach K?
That sign caught my eye. A savings rate 5 times the national average?
Yeah.
5 times. That's a lot.
He won 5 championships.
5 times. Remarkable.
Remarkable.
I might have to open an account. 5 times? That's outstanding basketball. Banking.
Good to see you, Coach.
Get up, get going, and gradually reduce grays the easiest way. Just step into the shower with Control GX, the first and only gray-reducing shampoo. Get rid of a little gray every time you wash with Control GX. Be the better man you are and look the part.
Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong. Just buy one on the app and get one free. Yup, free. Classic footlongs, Milty footlongs, America's favorite footlongs. Buy one, get one free. For a limited time only.
Possible cardiac event.
Austin Fire and Rescue!
Take out, you hit!
All new 911 Lone Star, Monday on Fox.
It's the start of a new era in the Music City as Nashville SC makes their MLS debut. But Joseph Martinez looks to give them a proper welcome as he leads Atlanta United in their season opener. Tonight at 8 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
96-yard touchdown drive, almost all of it with your arm and legs there. A little more run. Was that a reaction to what they were giving you defensively, Jordan?
Yeah, that was, we've been backed up there before, and it was nothing new to our offense. So just coming down the field, our mindset was to throw a ball a little bit more this week and emphasize the run and bring them in, and then we popped off with that little slant route for a touchdown.
Joel talked about your anticipation on that deep in cut, beautifully thrown. How did you anticipate that so early?
I seen them playing man, so I just trusted my receiver, worked on that route all week, and I felt pressured, threw it in the spot, and my receiver came down with it. So. And
you took a little shot in the back on the 2-point conversion. Kind of nice to get to and not even see it.
Hey, I'll take a shot all day for points.
There you go. Thanks, Jordan.
Officially a 96-yard drive, but he had 101 total yards because they had a 5-yard penalty. 80 passing, 21 running. A nice drive by Tom.
And great decision making.
Yeah.
That's what I really loved about it.
Here's Kenneth Farrell to get them started. Seattle will start just across the 20-yard line. Now, one game already in the books here. Week 4 of the XFL season. Luis Perez got the start for the New York Guardians, and it paid off. They got a win to get to 2-2. He had a nice day through the air, but You can see they ran Darius Victor as they beat the LA Wildcats 17-14 for the victory.
Yeah, good day on the ground there. I think Louis just kind of calmed everybody down. They were struggling a bit on offense, and certainly a much better performance today and a win, and we'll see them next week when they travel to Dallas.
Yes, sir. Here's Jaquan Gardner, his first carry of the game, and the Battlehawks will drop him for a loss. He dropped 2 yards on the play. Casey Sales with the tackle there. And this St. Louis defense has been one that's kind of played well no matter where they've been, what situation they've been put in this year.
I think that the strength is in the back 2 levels at the linebacker and safety position. Terrence Garvin, Dexter McCoyle, 2 really good players in the second level as linebackers. And then their safeties, the young Kenny Robinson, you've probably heard a little about him. We'll get into his story in a little bit. And Will Hill, a veteran, won a national championship with Urban Meyer and the Florida Gators.
Thrust out of the pocket is Silvers, and boy, he's lucky that wasn't thrown away into an interception. He just got rid of it, and it kind of bounced around on a bunch of bodies.
He was just trying to burn that ball at the feet of the receiver, and this is exactly what Seattle struggled with last week. They did not have an ability to stay on schedule and stay balanced, and now crowd noise becomes an issue here in the Dome. This is a very good crowd, nearly 30,000 here. Jim Zorn knew it was going to be an issue.
You can hear the noise. Silvers complete. Connor Hamlet, he's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. Is there a decision to make here, or you punt?
I don't think so. I think that you need to be much closer to the 50 in order to make that decision. Already down 8-0. I think Jim Zorn makes the proper decision there. Brock, I don't know if you saw Jim think about that at all. Was that a punt right away?
Yeah, there's no question. You're inside your 30-yard line or 35. This is a must. And how about that sound football coming up and tackling, what we've seen from St. Louis all year?
They've got 2 return guys back deep. That's Mumphrey takes it. It was a short punt right at the 38-yard line. Well, coming up next on Fox, a new era begins in the Music City as Nashville SC makes their MLS debut against Joseph Martinez and the perennial power Atlanta United. The action kicks off next on Fox and the Fox Sports app. That Atlanta United team, you talk about a dome field advantage. They pack about 70,000 in there on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, the only rival to that in the MLS would be Seattle.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure a lot of the faithful up in Seattle watching right now. Certainly a terrific home crowd for the Seahawks, for these Dragons that we've seen the last couple of weeks, and their MLS team as well.
And those are the last 2 MLS champions. How about that, huh? Carry taken by another former Seahawk, Christian Michael. A lot of folks back in Seattle remember him, 2nd-round draft pick of the Seahawks.
This is their 2-headed running back monster. Matt Jones played his college football at Florida, experience in the NFL. Almost at 100 yards last week. And then Christian Michael from Texas A&M came out early, was the 2nd-round draft pick of Seattle in 2013. Played 38 games in the NFL. Certainly has the experience and good explosiveness as well.
Picks up 3 yards on first down, and they hand it off to him again. Cuts it back. And that's what made him so dangerous when he played in the National Football League. Cuts like that, and that's good enough for a first down.
I thought that the key block here was number 61. Watch Bruno Reagan, number 61. He's going to get all the way up to the backside, and that linebacker right there, 61, boom. That's the block. Even though 56 makes the tackle, who's Niles Morgan, just getting in the way, that's what allows him to get the extra 3 or 4 yards and move the chains. This is an athletic group of guards. Bruno Reagan leads the pack. Good puller on the outside, and a good block there.
Got exactly 7 yards for the first. They pull it back. Tamu showing running ability again, and another double-digit gain for this St. Louis offense as the quarterback runs it for 13.
What you're going to see here is the defensive end is going to crash down. That means that the quarterback is going to keep the ball. But as the linebacker's coming over the top, watch the running back. Boom, right there. 36, Keith Ford, terrific block. That's what allows Tamu to get to the outside. They are operating at a really high level right now. The execution for the Battlehawks is off the charts. And Chuck Long, the offensive coordinator, can do basically whatever he wants.
Tamu came into this game as the 5th leading rusher in the league, tops among quarterbacks, and we see why. And they hand it off this time. Matt Jones, short pickup on first down.
All right, here we go. Let's go. I can't go 602, can I? All right, let's go. This will be a quick one. We can do this. Let's go 11. 11. Trips right, 602 slant stick. Trips right, 602 slant stick.
Remember, it's not just the quarterback, but all the offensive skill players who hear this, so you can take a little time.
That's right. And play clock's at 10 right now, so they've got plenty of time here.
You go. Alpha. Go.
Looking to pass. They do. Once again, LaDainian Washington. And it seems as though St. Louis is really in rhythm here early. 8 yards.
All right. Let's go 30. Let's go 20 with 36. 20 with 36. Green far. C home. 25 lock VIP. Green far. C home. 25 lock.
You're going to get a motion from Keith Ford, and then this ball is going to Matt Jones, the running back. There's the motion from Keith Ford, and then here we go. Ball to him, a little lead zone. And they're getting great push on that offensive line, aren't they, Kurt?
They really are. They're showing the experience of this line, which came in, we look at the rosters around the league, it is one of the more experienced lines.
And at this position here, at second down, if I was a quarterback, I'd be begging my play caller, like, give me a shot, second and short, second and medium. We're inside the 25. Let me try to throw a touchdown pass.
Hey, gap, 52. 180.
Kristen Michael takes the carry instead. Can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose one, and so now it'll be 3rd and 6.
All right, let's go. 11. Dual left. 601 jet hitch. Dual left. 601 jet hitch. Dual left. 601 jet hitch.
Hold on. Hey, Roy out.
Tamu just changed the play to the bottom receiver. That's LaDainian Washington.
Go.
Looking that way instead. Pulls it down, and Seattle had that one figured out early.
Well, nice play by the defense there, getting that rush there. Pisoni Tassini played his football in college at Utah, and he got into the backfield. But that field goal kicker, who is Taylor Russolino, he is a weapon. Hit a 58-yarder last week, Kurt.
Yeah, 4 for 4 in the season, including that 58-yarder, which is the longest in the XFL this year. This one from 48 away, and you know what? If you can kick it 58, 48 is no problem, right?
Man, what a great year Russolino is having. He's now 5 for 5 on the season. He's hit one from 58. That's his second from 40 to 50. And St. Louis is rolling here in the first quarter, 11-0, and they have looked really good doing it.
Yeah, that opening possession, they were back deep in their own territory, 3 and out. But since then, it was a 96-yard drive for a touchdown and 2-point conversion, and now a 48-yard field goal for Jonathan Hayes' crew, and they're up 11-0. And really, the way they played this season, this is where people are starting to really start talking about how good this St. Louis franchise can be. Their only loss was on the road in a close one against Houston.
And they have a really young quarterback, not a ton of experience for Jordan Tamu, and you can see him getting better and better. And on the other side for Seattle, Brock, this is a series that's very important for him here. I know there's still only 7 seconds in the first quarter here, but with the way the last 2 series went, not getting anything done on first down, they've got to get some early success in the series and in each set of downs in order to move the ball down the field.
Obviously, we'll see what the field position here is. But what do you do? I mean, do you try to run it more? Do you get short passes to give them a rhythm? What do you do to get Silvers going? Now, remember, the kickoffs have to go between the 20 and the goal line in order for it to count.
Man, that is a huge mistake.
Failed to make the 20-yard line by error. The ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. It's first down.
And it's not just the 45, it's the kicking team.
That's right.
St. Louis's 45-yard
It's
line.
15 yards from the spot of the kick. So a massive error from St. Louis. And Brock, like I was saying, early success. This is exactly what Seattle needs here, some good field position.
Yeah, and you know this, Joel. You've been in a huddle where you've stalled twice, and it is simply move the chains. It's not a tempo team. Tempo teams hear that message all the time, but it is a rhythm team. And an offense, as you've said, you can't be behind, so move those sticks. See this ball move.
All right, so after the bad kickoff, they start at the 45 of St. Louis. And they hand off to Kenneth Farrow, and Farrow fighting his way. Good second effort down inside the 30-yard line. That's the way to end the first quarter, and that'll certainly help his quarterback. 17 yards on the run, and so Seattle knocking on the door. They need it. Hopefully, in their case, someone opens it, because they're down 11-0 after one.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. After 225 years of Jim Beam, you'd think we'd just look back on our past. Nope. We're looking to our future, where we're crafting new bourbons, creating new ways to drink them, and teaching a new generation of distillers. So no, we're not raising a glass to the last 225 years. We're raising Jim Beam for 225 years to come.
On average, people have to wait 29.3 days to see a doctor. Anyone living with erectile dysfunction, hair loss, or cold sores knows that kind of wait just won't work. That's why there's Roman, the digital health clinic for men. Complete a free online visit, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If medication is right for you, Roman delivers it with free 2-day shipping, always in discreet packaging. Get started today with a free online visit at GetRoman.com/TV. Roman, let's take care of it.
PNC Bank has technology to help make banking easier. Like PNC Easy Lock, so you can easily lock your credit card when its maximum limit differs from its vertical limit. And Clover Flex, for when you need to take credit cards when no one carries cash. Or requesting a call to help get a new credit card, one that hasn't followed the family goldfish. PNC, make today the day.
It was the first time man walked on the moon. Because he stayed in orbit. Because they guided them safely.
Columbia, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Because she made the right calculations.
Roger, Columbia, Steve Charlie, how do you read?
And because he let them focus on the mission instead of the mess.
In the XFL, if you ever wonder who has the ball, literally, just take a look at the leather. It's the Dragons, their team logo and team colors on there, and right now they need to get something going.
Yeah.
As they are down after one quarter that was pretty much dominated by St. Louis.
Yeah, it absolutely was. 130 total yards, 8 first downs to 1, and now Seattle has got to get something going here, and they've got great field position to do it.
And that one first down was the final play of their first period. So after the 17-yard run, they start at the 28-yard line. Silvers has time. Keeps the play alive along the sideline. It is caught. That's Kenneth Farrow with the reception.
I believe the umpire's coming in and is saying that he saw it hit the ground.
On the field is an incomplete pass. It's second down.
Boy, I don't think it was incomplete because it hit the ground. I think if anything, it was incomplete because he didn't control it before he was touching the sideline. But it didn't. It looked like his hands were underneath the football.
Well, you had one official who thought it was a catch and then came in, as you said, the umpire came in and overruled it. It goes as an incompletion, and so it's second down. Farrell with the run now. Turns his back, keeps on fighting, gets out inside the 15-yard line. Jim Zorn calling the plays.
Here we go. Double right, jump, double right open. 21 ace, niner, follow. Jump, double right open. 21 ace, niner, follow. Timeout. No, timeout.
A little indecision, so Jim Zorn decides to call the timeout. Let's see what they want to do here. This is a big third down for them early in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. My phone is, my headset's all screwed up. My headset.
The players weren't hearing him.
I know.
All the skill position players were looking back at him saying that they didn't hear the play call, and that's why he had to take that timeout.
11 personnel, jump, double right open. 21 ace, niner, follow. Niner, follow.
So he's calling that same play here, but they're going to have to get that audio figured out because, again, all the skill position players have the audio in their helmet, as well as the quarterback. They were all looking back at Coach Zorn, but here, a big third down here. They got to try to stay on the field here. This would be a big win, I should say, for St. Louis if they can force a field goal kick.
Seattle looking for the 17. Here comes the pressure. Silvers threw a pass, and his receiver, Keenan Reynolds, fell down. They'll go for it on fourth down, it looks like. No, they're going to send out the kicking unit.
Tell you what, he had him wide open. I feel like there was some miscommunication here because watch right here. Reynolds is going to pop out, and even though he slipped out, it looked like Silvers wanted to almost pull that back down like he wanted to pump fake. He just threw it kind of right into the ground, but they had it wide open. It was the correct play call and just didn't execute.
And so instead, Ernesto Lacayo comes on for a 41-yard field goal attempt. Off the upright and through. Luck counts. He gets him on the scoreboard. The special audio, huh? You gotta love it.
Gotcha. You're going down.
Introducing the all-new Sonata with remote smart parking assist.
Have a good day.
And Hyundai Digital Key. A better way to stay one step ahead.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are getting clearer. Yeah, I feel free to bare my skin. Yeah, that's all me. Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin. That's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Keep your skin clearer with Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. Of those, nearly 9 out of 10 sustained it through 1 year. And Skyrizi is 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
I see nothing in a different way. And it's my moment, so I just gotta say.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi.
5-Hour Energy gets you through your on-the-go life. Now it comes in 2 delicious tropical flavors that can take you to a whole new on-the-go experience. Try them both. Vote for your favorite. You could be on the go to someplace you actually want to go.
Pain can wear you down, but you're resilient. And Icy Hot Lidocaine Patch fuels your resilience. Powerful, targeted pain relief. Pain will not get the best of you. It will bring out the best in you. Icy Hot Lidocaine Patch.
Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong. Just buy one on the app and get one free. Yup, free. Classic footlongs, Milty footlongs, America's favorite footlongs. Buy one, get one free. For a limited time only.
Like some kind of mechanical maestro, Martin Truex Jr. is orchestrating his next masterclass on complete domination. The Auto Club 400, Sunday at 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Well, on the schedule, this may be the best battle of the young XFL season. It's the Texas Throwdown, and it comes your way tomorrow on FS1 at 4 o'clock Eastern. The Houston Roughnecks undefeated against the Dallas Renegades for the top spot in the West. Then at 7 on ESPN2, DC travels to Tampa Bay for a primetime showdown. It's all tomorrow on ESPN2 and FS1. The XFL Week 4 wraps up. Well, that was a big scoring drive for Seattle. They had gone 9 straight drives going back to last week without any points. And so now they move to within 1 touchdown as they kick it off, and Keith Mumford will return it out across the 30-yard line. Well, Jordan Ta'amu has been off to a fantastic start, both running and throwing the football for St. Louis.
He really has, and I've been raving about his decision-making, and here's a couple of products of that. First, it was just a nice, easy completion, but then anticipating throws and reading the defense in that RPO system. Run-pass option. There's the anticipation over the middle. This is a beautiful little, almost double-play style pass to Pearsonell for the touchdown. And Jordan is certainly feeling it, and we'll see if they can get back into that rhythm here on this series for the Battlehawks.
St. Louis, 130 yards of offense. Ta'amu accounts for 124 of them. Here's a handoff. Matt Jones, and won't change that stat much, picking up a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
This is a run-first team. You know, I know there's been some flash and some great passing, but Jonathan Hayes at his roots is a guy that comes from coaching trees that want to run the football. He played for Hayden Fry at Iowa. He was a tight end himself. He played for Marty Schottenheimer and Bill Cowher. He coached under Bob Stoops and Marvin Lewis. This is a guy that understands the importance of controlling the line of scrimmage, as you can see by their play selection this year. Nearly 58% running the football.
Yeah, by far the most in the XFL. Keith Ford lowers his head and gets more yards after contact. Mohamed Cisse and he collided head-to-head, it looked like. Let's take another look here. It's head-to-shoulder pad, so this run is legal, and Cisse is still down.
Wow. I mean, some serious power there. Ford was a 5-star recruit who originally signed with Oklahoma before transferring to Texas A&M. He rolls in here about 220 pounds, 5'10", and that was a physical run, and Cisse bearing the brunt of that. Played his college football at Nebraska. He had a season-high 5 tackles against the Vipers in their Week 2 win. He's an undrafted player that went to the Detroit Lions in 2014, traded to Seattle in 2015.
Let's take another look at this play. You see Ford lowers his helmet. It hits him in the shoulder, so it's a legal play. Oh, he may have
kind of a combination of both, and let's hope that Mohamed Cisse is okay.
You can see the concern on both sidelines. We'll take a quick break right here with 12:39 left to go here in the first half.
Can my side be firm?
Mine's super soft. With the Sleep Number 360 smart bed, you can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
And snoring?
No problem. And done.
So I'll wake up ready for anything?
Oh, we've got your back. So you can really promise better sleep? Not promise. Prove. It's our leap year special. Save up to $600 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds. Plus 0% interest for 4 years on all smart beds. Ends Monday.
The following is a list of snow day closings due to inclement weather. All 2-wheel drive crossovers should close for the day. Wannabe SUVs should close for the day. Regular 4-door sedans should close for the foreseeable future. All Jeep 4x4 vehicles will remain open, despite the harsh weather conditions.
Now purchase and get $2,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees can lease the 2019 Jeep Wrangler for $281 a month.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, every day can begin with flakes. That's why there's Illumia. With just 2 doses, a majority of people were clear or almost clear.
Don't use if you're allergic to Illumia or any of its ingredients. Before starting treatment, your doctor should check for tuberculosis and infections. Illumia may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them.
Text info to 20808 to learn how you could leave your psoriasis symptoms behind, and ask your doctor for Illumia today for a clearer tomorrow.
Well, this is awful.
Try it.
Oh, no, that looks gross. What is that?
You gotta try it. It's terrible.
I don't want to try it if it's terrible.
It's like mango chutney and burnt hair.
No, thank you. I have a very sensitive palate.
Just try it.
Guys, I think we should hurry up.
If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you do.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Shh. Dog.
I'm Christina Stumble, and I chose the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy, why wouldn't I get this card? I redeemed $115,000 in cash back, which doubled our marketing budget last summer. What's in your wallet?
Reese's eggs are back, and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations, and chiropractors' offices. Bowling alleys and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Not sorry, Reese's.
Well, wisely, the medical personnel taking their time to get Mohamed Cissé off the field. They brought out the stretcher and the cart. They also took his face mask off.
Yeah.
And you can see the players there on the Seattle sideline up close. Same thing over with the St. Louis players. Everybody concerned about the health of Cissé. The good news is we have seen him moving around down there while the doctors have been treating him.
Yeah, let's all, hope and pray that this is all precautionary. It certainly seems as if it is mostly precautionary, because not even just small movements. Cissé looked like he had full control of his legs and was moving his arms as well. So rightly so, the medical staff and doctors here are taking their time and making sure that they are providing Cissé with the highest level of care and attention. And this is, the last thing any of us want to see on a football field, certainly. And
the interesting thing is you see this, and obviously no one ever wants to see anyone injured, but to see the concern of all the players, it does show you just how quickly these teams have been able to come together and kind of care about one another, because you go back 6 weeks ago, these teams didn't even exist.
Well, not only just the Seattle players who are all coming together there around Cissé, but also the St. Louis players. And Brock, we've felt that around the league, this sense of togetherness that all these guys feel in the XFL in general, not just in each of the cities, as you see some of his teammates praying over him right now. All these guys are in the same boat. They're out here because they love the game. They're trying to get a second chance, and you see the concern on everyone's face.
And you see the thumbs up from Cissé as he gets taken out, Brock.
Yeah, it struck, I think, all of us week one with June Jones in Houston. If you remember sitting with him saying that they and the crowd cheering for Mohamed Cissé, that is a great moment. But you remember June Jones saying they gathered as a team, and he wanted to make sure in team meetings everybody knew their teammate's story. And I found it striking yesterday with Jonathan Hayes saying the same thing, because so many of these guys' stories are unique. They've played everywhere. It has not been the easy road. They have been cut their guys on this field. The tight end for St. Louis, it's played for 9 different teams. So they have remarkable stories to tell. And I think because of that, you're right. I think it's brought together that bond and that brotherhood even more.
Well, all the best to Mohamed Cissé. Great to see him with the movement as he's carted off the field. And so they will resume play. St. Louis with the first down at the 44-yard line after the run by Ford. Tamu out of the backfield. Once again, it's Ford. And this time he's going to be stopped after a gain of 5.
And again, getting onto the outside with that ability of Jordan Tamu and his athletic ability, his skill set. We've seen all of it. His ability to run, his ability to anticipate throws down the field, his ability to kind of turn that double play in the zone read RPO game. And the rhythm is certainly on the Battlehawk side here offensively.
We're good. Hey, under our ball. Go.
The handoff taken by Matt Jones. He lowers his head. And Jones picks up 3 yards.
Full 2? Yeah, full 2. All right, let's go.
You want 11?
Yeah, 11 personnel.
Michael, come on.
Let's go. Trey Wright, Iowa Odd Book, VIP Randy.
Iowa Odd Book. Let's go. Here we go.
It's interesting to see the offensive coordinator, Chuck Long, call the play. The head coach makes sure the personnel that he wants gets in.
Well, and it sounded like really the play call was from Jonathan Hayes. He wants to run it there and a little flip on the outside.
DeMornay Pearson now tries to fight his way towards a first down marker. Not going to be able to do it. Kyle Cairo makes the stop, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, terrific stop there on the outside. So Iowa for them means that they're trying to run the football, but on every run that they call, Jordan Ta'amu has the ability to get out of that and just flip a little screen on the outside, a little RPO action. So that was on the quarterback. Jonathan Hayes wanted to run the football. Quarterback tried to flip it out on the outside, but it didn't work.
And so it'll be a punting situation for Marquette King. Big high booming kick. Austin Proehl lets that one go over his head, and it bounces out of bounds. Well, tomorrow on Fox, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to California for the Auto Club 400. Kyle Busch took home the hardware last year. Now you see who will challenge the champ for an early season win. All the action starts tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
The officials are making a mistake here. This ball should be at the 35-yard line. I know that they're just in repetition mode, but a punt that goes out of bounds inside the 35 is supposed to come out to the 35.
Correct.
They're conversating over it right now. This ball should be spotted at the 35. That was a mistake from Marquette King.
The ball will be placed at the...
And there you see Reggie Smith and his crew correcting it. They placed the ball at the 35.
Was the mic cutting in and out on that?
Yes, it was, Reggie. We got your back. Ball's at the 35-yard line.
Collectively, the 28,000 say yes. That's great.
But you're right. We talked about the special teams for St. Louis and how good it's been. They've had 2 mistakes. One, the kick out of bounds, which gave Seattle the ball at the 45. They wound up getting the 3 points off of it. And now the kick by Marquette King, the punt, going out of bounds, giving them the ball at the 35. And here Trey Williams doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Big Dexter McCoyle lays him out for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, this is a terrific play by the backside linebacker Dexter McCoyle. Now this guy is normally or was a safety. Okay, so he's a little undersized, but watch as he comes over the top and he wants to get himself into that linebacker mode. He only weighs 225, but he laid some serious wood there.
Silvers. Pressure. Just throws it out of bounds. Will Clark bringing the heat.
Brock, they're just running those short routes, and there's no movement. So Seattle, they're not running away from the zone coverage. They're just sitting there and getting covered. There's nowhere to throw the ball.
No, there's not. And unfortunately, Brandon's not a guy right now that's creating on his own, right? Where you see Ta'amu pull that down and get you 7 or 8. It puts you in these long down distance situations again.
Looking for the 45. Here comes the pressure. Through the hands. Incomplete. Austin Proehl could not pull it in. And it'll be a punt for Brandon Silvers and this Dragons offense again.
They brought a little pressure from the outside, and Silvers had to get rid of the ball right before he was contacted, and Proehl just took his eyes off that football a little too early, and it slips right through his hands. But another really quality series from that defense. The Battle Ox have not allowed the Dragons to get the run game going, and because of that, Silvers has had trouble getting any rhythm whatsoever in the pass game.
Dragons have had the ball 4 times. 3 of those, they've gone 3 and out. DeMornay Pearson, L. Taking his time and making it work. I think Nick Temple not only made the tackle, but lost his helmet. And so here's Ta'amu once again.
Yeah, I know it's only the second quarter, but look at the time of possession, guys.
Yes.
25 snaps of the football for St. Louis, 13:54 time of possession, and at some point, this Seattle defense is going to start to wear down. Remember, it was last week against Dallas where they gave up 5.5 yards per carry in the second half.
Right.
After having a 12-6 lead at halftime, they ended up giving up 18 unanswered. An 18-0 run for Dallas ultimately won that game.
Monday.
This drive starts at the 22. Ta'amu keeps it. Thrown underneath. And the pass caught by Marcus Lucas, the tight end. Brock Heward, what do you have?
Yeah, Mohamed Cisse is being taken to a local hospital for precautionary reason. He has movement of his arms and legs. He's in very good spirits, but is being taken to the hospital here locally right now for precautionary reasons.
That's certainly good to hear.
And remember, guys, Steve Williams, who was their normal nickel, is on injured reserve. He hurt himself last week. Now Cisse is out, so now it's a very depleted secondary for this Dragons team as they're facing a hot quarterback.
That hot quarterback throws as he's hit, and that ball floats, and it's incomplete. Santos Ramirez had it hit him in the chest.
Oh, my goodness. He had it right there. That ball floated on Ta'amu. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or it was contacted as he was trying to throw it. Yeah, contacted right there. Good pressure from the defensive end. That ball's got to be picked off right there. And Santos Ramirez, he had it right in his arms, and it just comes out as he contacts the turf. A two-time captain at the University of Arkansas. He cannot corral that one. That would have been a big turnover for the Dragons.
And so it gives St. Louis another chance here on third down. This time, Ta'amu escapes. Slide's going to be far short of picking up the first down. Good pressure initially, though, by this Seattle Dragons front four, and once again, it's going to be a punt situation.
Yeah. Good, nice series from that defense. Martin Ogweki came in with the pressure. That's Clayton Lopez, the defensive coordinator, and he understands. I mean, listen, we all feel it, right? I mean, Seattle's defense is under some pressure there, and they answered the bell here with a 3-and-out.
Plenty of punting room this time for Marquette King. Now he's hit as he punts, and the flag comes out. I think it was Marcel Frazier who made the contact. Austin Prohl brought down. Now this will be interesting if it's running into the kicker or roughing the kicker. Running in is only 5 yards. It's not enough for a first down. Is it running?
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 57. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. An automatic first down.
And that's why it's a big difference.
Huge call there, and a correct call. Marquette King celebrating there with the crowd, but he took out the plant leg. Frazier comes in, Marcel Frazier, and he didn't allow anywhere for Marquette King to land. He actually contacted the plant leg while the plant leg was in the air. Excellent call right there from our referee, Reggie Smith, and it extends the drive here for St. Louis, and we'll see if they can capitalize after the Dragon defense did their job on the 3-and-out prior.
And instead of having the ball in good field position, Seattle still on defense, and it's first down from the 37 for St. Louis. There's Christian Michael. Michael will pick up 5 yards.
Let's go bunch right, taxi even, smoke. 12 personnel, bunch right, taxi even, smoke.
Hey, Playboy.
The pitch to Keith Ford. Ford gets back to the line of scrimmage and falls forward for maybe a yard on that play.
Guess who's in on the tackle? Steven Johnson.
Mr. Everything, Mr. Everywhere.
Yeah, and he is always at the ball carrier and a sure tackler. He is a heck of a player, and he's already been playing well here tonight, trying to keep the Seattle team in the game as his defense has been on the field for a tremendous amount of time so far here in this first half.
Yeah. 6 seasons in the NFL for Johnson. Third down for the Battlehawks. Ta'amu caught, first down and more into Seattle territory. Brandon Riley, and Riley moves the chains for the Battlehawks on a gain of 21.
Well, if you're going to try to undercut the route, you better be right. Marco Myers, it looked like 24, dove for that ball to try to tip it. A nice little route here from Riley on the outside. Again, great timing from Ta'amu on the outside. Myers misses the tip, and Riley keeps himself in bounds and gets up the field for more yardage.
From the 36, Ta'amu all kinds of time down the sideline. Hand fighting is Washington, and he's going back and forth with Jeremy Clark, and it won't be complete.
All right. Let's go 30, 20, 36. Blue, 24, Blue Far C Home, 24 lock, VIP.
24 lock. 24 lock.
Blue Far C Home, 24 lock, VIP.
Sounds like a run, and again, quarterback has the ability to just flip it out. He doesn't have
Watch
more
the play
time,
clock,
though.
yeah.
Exactly. You're going to need a timeout there. Too much time there for Chuck Long as he was trying to set up the formation, get the motion correct. And it should be stated here, and both of these play callers are in this situation. They were not the original play callers as these teams were set up. Doug Meacham was the original offensive coordinator for the St. Louis team. He took another job, went back and into the college ranks, and so Chuck Long now has to call the plays in kind of a different system than what is his natural system.
Trey left, Miami even, wide jump, Soda, VIP.
As you can see a couple of times, he's taking him just a second to kind of figure out exactly what he wants to call.
And it's generally formation and motion of where he's like, okay, how do I want to make sure I set this up? He knows he wants to run like Soda VIP, right? So the concept's easy. It comes to him. And it's interesting. They ran something earlier, and it was an S word and it was a sweep. So I wonder if Soda is another type of a sweep or an S word type of combination.
They pull it back, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it'll fall dead, incomplete, intended for Riley. And someone got a hand on it up front. I think it may have been Nick Temple.
Guess who? No, it was our guy, I believe. Who's that? 59, Steven Johnson. All over the place. He was the backside linebacker. There he is. Just gets his right hand on the football, or else Riley would have hit his head on the goalposts. I mean, there was nobody around Brandon Riley, and that's why Ta'amu pulled that ball out in the RPO, and Steven Johnson just saved the touchdown.
Making his presence felt today, as he has every week. Maybe the best defensive player in this league right now. Here's Ta'amu on third down. Throwing a little behind Washington, who gets up, gets the first down, and takes it inside the 20. Great run after the catch for the first down, 17 yards for Washington.
And the awareness to understand as he goes down to the turf that he needed to be contacted, and before the Dragons could get there, he jumps up and gets himself the first down because he was short of the sticks initially. He gets up. Does he get up in time? Let's see if he's able to get himself up before the contact. Yep, he's up. Absolutely. What a great job by Washington. Terrific awareness.
10th play of this drive. And remember, this was after they got the ball back following a roughing the punter call. And Kristen Michael picks up a couple of yards on the run.
And again, this Dragons defense has just been out there for so long, and you wonder, Brock, you touched on it earlier, like Coach Long told us, they want to take some shots. I wonder if they're going to take a shot at the end zone here, because it's been tough sledding just trying to run the football in between the tackles. What they've had success with is Ta'amu on the outside running, the sweeps on the outside, and then the RPO game where he's making the decision right post snap.
And he is so smooth at that. You can tell he is very, very natural in that RPO game.
He keeps it here. Lowers his head down to the 13. A lot of contact, no flags. Gain of 5.
And there's that RPO, and they set up a more manageable third down here. And so now Chuck Long has the entirety of his offensive system at his disposal, but with the tempo that they like to run, I doubt they're going to get this snap off before the 2-minute warning, and it doesn't look like they will.
We'll give them a chance to kind of talk about it, make sure they're running the play they want. It'll be third down, 2 minutes left. Battlehawks trying to extend the lead on a day that Ta'amu has been good.
Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong. Just buy one on the app and get one free. Yup, free. Classic footlongs, Milty footlongs, America's favorite footlongs. Buy one, get one free. For a limited time only.
This is your game day fit. This is your I'm not leaving the house today gear. This is nacho proof and not your same old swag. This is for the love of football. Gear up at XFLshop.com. behind the scenes, up to speed, in the game, and on the go. You follow? This is for the love of football. Follow, download, subscribe.
Well, Jordan Ta'amu and the St. Louis Battlehawks trying to take advantage of what's essentially a bonus drive. Kristen Michael doing the Battlehawk, I guess, flyover. Remember, this was, they were stopped and had punted, but a roughing the punter call gave them the ball back in 15 yards, and now they're at the 17-yard line here on 3rd and 3, already up by 8. Here's Ta'amu on the keeper. Option play, and it's bobbled forward. Touchdown! Wow, what a recovery by Keith Ford.
Great hands from Ford. He was bobbling it felt like for about 5 yards, but the play was made by Ta'amu because he got all the way into the linebacker there. As you get in there, and Nick Temple had to take the quarterback, then he pitches it out. The bobble from Ford, who gets some tough running, keeps himself in bounds, and finds himself into the end zone. And another great series from this St. Louis offense. Boy, they have been impressive, led by their quarterback.
He's been unbelievable in this game. Running, passing, pitching as they go for 2.
Hey, Monday, 180. What's up?
Option again. End around. Pearson L. And he throws it for no reason. He had the end zone in his sight, decided to try and throw it to Marcus Lucas, and it falls incomplete. You can see Jonathan Hayes go, what are you doing?
I think he was surprised. It's supposed to be a throw.
Think about it. Run the ball. Look at me. It's all right. Think about it. Run the ball in, right? I know you wanted another completion, but run the ball in.
That's the best coaching job you can do. Just, hey, there's no reason to throw that ball, but just run the ball in.
Okay, so all the quarterbacks out there will know this, and Brock, you know this. When you're rolling out on the outside and you have the ability to throw, you yourself as a runner are in the progression, and a lot of times coaches will say, you're number 1. If it's there, take it with your feet, which it was for Pearson L. And Hayes goes down to his knees because he knows that it was the wrong read. But Pearson L's not a normal quarterback, Brock. He doesn't know that he's number 1 in the progression.
And you made this point earlier in a game, all your momentum. Right? When you're a quarterback on the run, it's hard to slow your body down to keep that ball in balance. When you're a receiver, even more difficult. But you also know when your number's called, you think, I'm going to be the star, just as the head coach said, I'm going to complete that pass.
That's right.
Well, remember, he threw one for a 2-point conversion last week, so maybe he's feeling that, I can play quarterback in this league.
Everybody wants numbers, right? Everybody wants numbers.
Exactly. John Santiago with the kickoff return.
You know what it is, guys? Every football player thinks that they could be a rock star.
Oh, for sure.
You know, or they could be a singer or something like that. But then they also, the next in line, they all think they can be the quarterback. You got the defensive lineman out there, and they're like, hey, no, check this out. Check this spiral out. And Pearson L got caught there, and he's telling everybody, he's like, I know, I should have just run it in.
Yep. I mean, there's nobody in front of him.
No, that's great.
That'll be one that he'll have a little bit of fun with in the film room if they hold on and win this game. That's up 17-3.
Go.
So Brandon Silvers and Seattle looking for an answer, and Trey Williams can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Flags do come down late. Dexter McCoyle, Darius Hillary, and a whole lot of guys in blue there on the tackle.
They're just not getting any push at the line of scrimmage. This defensive line is just winning up front. Very similar to how St. Louis offensive line is winning.
Holding offense number 79. The penalty is declined. It's 2nd down.
That's on the left tackle, Isaiah Battle, playing his first game of the year after battling an ankle injury. And of course, they turned that down with the loss of a yard there on 1st down. Silvers out of the backfield. Kenneth Farrow. Couple of dance moves. Winds up getting positive yardage in the end.
Yeah, nice little completion there from Silvers. They have got to get this 1st down. You cannot give the ball back to the St. Louis offense, which is in rhythm. St. Louis has been leaning on that Dragons defense. This is imperative right here.
3rd and 5 underneath. Pass caught and a first down from Farrow. That's just their 2nd first down of this first half. They go into hurry-up mode.
Hey, go.
Quick pass out. Keenan Reynolds nowhere to go. Smothered as soon as he caught it by Marquez White.
Remember, the clock rules are a little different in the XFL. Inside of 2 minutes after every single play, the clock stops.
Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. Hang on. Alonzo's down.
Alonzo Moore, the wide receiver at the top of your screen, number 1, still a little slow getting up. And so Seattle forced to use it their last time out. But as you were pointing out, it's not as huge as it would be in normal situations here inside a minute and a half.
Yeah, the clock is just a little different. So on every single play, whether it stops inbounds or not, the clock is going to stop. Now, if it's a play that normally would allow the clock to run, then what happens is it stops until the play clock goes to 20, then the game clock starts. So a lot of extra time here in what they deem the comeback period. And there you see some of the rules on the left here. So we'll see where Seattle goes, but they really need points here.
Well, okay. Let's run thump right here. Okay, watch the X fade. Thump with the X fade.
I think Brock could call the play if he wanted to.
He just completed a ball on. But
of course, he played under Jim Zorn when Zorn was the quarterback's coach for the Seahawks, and Brock was a quarterback. And here on 3rd down, and they're going to be short. Here, Brock, what do you got?
Yeah, you know, it was interesting there. I asked Jim because you heard Brandon make the call, and I like that. Take control. He said, I want to run that same play again. I like Brandon taking charge. It's more of what he needs to do.
Well, they need something positive to happen here on 3rd. Quick pass, incomplete. Through the hands of Robert Nelson, the defensive back. That pass intended for Dantes Bird, and here's a 4th down situation. That'll be another punting situation.
Boy, and this just shows you the lack of confidence I feel like they have on that side, Brock, because this is a go-for-it situation on this side of the 50. You've only got, 3 yards to go, and they're going to punt the ball away and now give St. Louis an opportunity to go down the field.
And remember, unless they pin him back, if this goes through the end zone or out of bounds, it'll be spotted for 35. It takes a big bounce, and so they gain some yards on that. St. Louis will start it just across the 20-yard line, it looks like. 1 minute left on the clock. Now, St. Louis, the way they play it on offense, they've got a timeout in their pocket, and with the timing rules here, let's see if they put up more points.
Well, Brock, that's why I was surprised that they punted there. This is a tired defense and an offense that's in rhythm.
Correct. And, you know, you're going to get, for Seattle, you're going to get the ball to begin the second half as well. Sometimes you just have to force that issue. And moving the chains and giving this defense a break, I'm with you. That felt like you have to go for it when you cross the 50.
A minute is a long time, guys, with these clock rules. And we'll see if Tamu, who's been absolutely spectacular in this first half, has a little something left here inside of a minute.
And they hand it off on 1st down to Matt Jones. Jones about a yard on the play. Now remember, the clock stops until they reset the ball. Once they do that, it still stays stopped for 5 seconds. And then once that happens, the game clock will go. So they've got a little time to work here if they can hurry up, if they decide to hurry up.
No doubt. Looks like they're just kind of bleeding it out a little bit.
Yeah. You surprised at this?
Well, if I was Jordan Tamu, I would be going ballistic. I'd be like, let's go. Give me a play call.
And they just decided to run it. Jones inside again, not much.
Guys, Brock, he's been spectacular. They haven't run the ball at all. A minute is forever with these type of timing rules.
You have backups to backups in nickel. You've seen a safety drop a ball. I know you don't maybe like the matchups on the outside. Jeremy Clark's played a great first half, but I am with you. Play the hot hand. Continue to entrust your quarterback, who's been flat out awesome in this first half.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Both coaches really conservative here to end the first half. And on the St. Louis side, I felt like they had the hot hand, and you got to strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, and the play clock, I think, ran out on them before they got the ball snapped there.
St. Louis calls their second and final timeout of the half.
So they used the timeout
30
just
seconds.
to stop the play clock or from running out on him. And you talk about the numbers. I mean, this Tom was already in the first half has put up better numbers than he did the entire game last week. Now, they didn't need him to throw a lot last week, but still, the way he's played, the way he's run, the way he's thrown, it is curious that they decided to kind of just play it even here at the end of the half.
And this is, and I spoke to the football foundation that Jonathan Hayes has, and this, this is in line with that foundation, guys. If you would have seen a Marty Schottenheimer, a Bill Cowher, or a Hayden Fry team, all of those fans are nodding along saying like, hey, we've seen this before, and he's content with the 17-3 lead.
But they also didn't have the play clock or the game clock in their favor where it would stop all the time.
And a timeout. Again, this is just an eternity.
Yeah.
A minute with these timing rules and a timeout with that quarterback and the way that he's thrown. I think that was a mistake from St. Louis's side. But I will say this. When you've played that well, the last thing you want to do is create any momentum for the opposition. So that's the one card that is on the other side. But boy, St. Louis played well, led by their quarterback, who was absolutely spectacular. Jordan Ta'amu was fantastic, Brock.
Yeah, he certainly was. And you told us yesterday your family was flying in to watch it. What did they see in that first half?
Yeah, my family came all the way from Hawaii to watch, so I'm here playing for them. And hopefully they had a good show. We did good as offense, defense, and special teams, so we just got to keep it up.
Jordan, it feels like you're in total control. You just have great balance. Your fundamentals are on point. Is there anything that Seattle is doing that's disrupting you at all?
Just hitting me in the back after the throw, so that's pretty much it. But just got to make my reads pretty fast and just get downhill.
All right, go get your orange slices. Let's go.
Well, good first half for Jordan Ta'amu in front of his family, who came to frigid Missouri from warm Hawaii, and he is warm in their hearts right now with the performance he had in the first two quarters. The Battlehawks in firm control here at the break. Keep in mind, halftime only 10 minutes, so don't go too far.
It was the first time man walked on the moon. Because he stayed in orbit. Because they guided them safely.
Columbia, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Because she made the right calculations.
Roger, Columbia, this is Steve Charlie. How do you read?
And because he let them focus on the mission instead of the mess.
When new smartphones are expensive, the family has to share one. Step up with Boost Mobile and get 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones when you switch. Or don't and prepare to lose some furniture. Step up with Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line per month. Or don't and remodel the living room. Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line per month with unlimited data and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones, all on our super reliable, super fast network. Step up with Boost Mobile.
Oh, I like this house.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So you guys are welcome to use the car while I'm at work. I'll text you a key. How do you text the key?
It's technology, dear. I got this. Better text it to me.
It has to be a smartphone, Dad.
Are you saying I got a dumb phone?
No, it's cool. We'll just do it old school.
Hyundai Digital Key. Now there's a better way to share.
Hey, press that button there.
Only on the all-new Sonata.
Where's the car going?
Technology, dear. That's technology.
Reese's eggs are back, and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations, and chiropractors' offices. Bowling alleys and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Not sorry, Reese's.
Skechers knows what all the healthcare and service industry professionals need. Our water and stain-resistant uppers are designed to keep you dry. Slip-resistant outsoles and memory foam insoles provide all-day comfort. You've got a busy work day ahead of you. Let us take care of your feet. Skechers.
5-Hour Energy gets you through your on-the-go life. Now it comes in 2 delicious tropical flavors that can take you to a whole new on-the-go experience. Try them both. Vote for your favorite. You could be on the go to someplace you actually want to go.
I like chillaxin'. The United Explorer card makes things easy. Traveling lighter. Taking a shortcut. Woo! Taking a breather. Rewarded.
Learn more at theexplorercard.com.
Get up, get going, and gradually reduce grays the easiest way. Just step into the shower with Control GX, the first and only gray-reducing shampoo. Get rid of a little gray every time you wash with Control GX. Be the better man you are and look the part.
Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong. Just buy one on the app and get one free. Yup, free. Classic footlongs, Milty footlongs, America's favorite footlongs. Buy one, get one free. For a limited time only.
10 years ago, I had an undiagnosed heart condition, and erectile dysfunction was actually the first sign that something was wrong.
Luckily, I'm a doctor, an expert in sexual health, and Zach's dad.
Not everyone has a doctor in the house, and some health conditions can be really tough to talk about. We started Roman to change that.
Now you can go online and chat with a physician.
And if treatment is right for you, we'll ship genuine medication right to your door. If you're experiencing ED, hair loss, cold sores, or other issues, let's take care of it.
PJ Walker leads the undefeated Houston Roughnecks.
Electrifying!
Against Landry Jones and the Dallas Renegades. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern on FS1.
The XFL on Fox is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. So far, Jay Hayes and his defense have done a great job holding Seattle without points. At least a touchdown there in the first half. All they've gotten is a field goal as St. Louis leads at 17-3 here at intermission. And really, 81% of the yards on offense for St. Louis by the guy who wears number 10.
Yeah, Jordan Ta'amu has been absolutely spectacular. Listen, he's done everything well, running the football, making decisions after the snap. He's been accurate. He's anticipated windows. Here they got him early outside of the pocket, established some rhythm. Then it was him on the outside running the football. Great decisions in the RPO game. That was a terrific anticipation throw. Here's that double play type of action. He throws a touchdown, the slant to Pearson L, and it was more of the same later. Great anticipation on the outside there on the out route, and he was spectacular. He really was. And this was a terrific little execution. He makes the linebacker commit to him on the option, then gives Ford the little option pitch, and Ford finds himself in the end zone. That first half was all about their quarterback. I've thought that they've been getting better as a team, right? Their offensive line is good. Their defense is good. I thought, their quarterback needs to develop a little bit. He was the best part of their team in that first half, and if he's going to play like that, watch out. This is one of the better teams in the league.
Yeah, they seem to be getting better week by week as the season goes on here now that we're in week 4. Now, earlier today, a team that really needed a win made a switch at quarterback. Now, Matt McGloin was officially out with an injury that gave Luis Perez a chance to start for the New York Guardians as they took on Los Angeles. He hooks up with Mikhail McKay for a score. Josh Johnson answered back to Saeed Blacknall, 42 yards on this one.
Beautiful ball way down the field. And then Josh Johnson, because of the tip, gets picked off by Summers. That led to a field goal from New York. That gave him a 3-point lead. And then Kurt here, a chance to tie. Novak pushes it to the right.
Longtime NFL kicker Nick Novak disappointing on that one. Winston Moss not happy, but Kevin Gilbride was after his team won 17-14.
Enjoy it, know how much better we can play and feel good for each other, because I'll tell you what, you deserved it. I couldn't be happy. Congratulations. Good.
So the under hit and New York covered. They win at 17-14. St. Louis up 17-3 right now. The Jordan Ta'amu show will continue here with the second half action. Seattle has the ball first, though, when we come back.
Last time I bought a used car, I ended up paying too much. It's pretty embarrassing.
Only Carfax.com can give you the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at Carfax.com.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst? Juice-Dradic equation. Super top secret mathematical formula they keep stored inside a safe, inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Ah, Juice-Dradics.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
We've toiled and triumphed.
We choose to go to the moon.
And pushed mankind to new worlds. We fought for justice and freed a continent.
Tear down this wall.
But our greatest achievement is in your hands. America is watching.
There's only one morning show that gets New Yorkers.
Good Day New York starts right now.
Gets breaking news.
New developments out of Washington this morning.
Gets in-depth interviews.
There's far more in this country that binds us than divides us.
Laughter is the greatest high you'll ever have.
I had an opportunity really to come back a different person.
And gets the news, weather, and traffic you need to start your day.
Get our sunshine making a comeback, but look what it comes with.
Good Day New York. Weekday mornings starting at 7 on Fox 5.
This restaurant has something that is not just a restaurant, this is home.
He started from the very bottom at this Italian restaurant and is now one of the owners.
Telling New York stories.
Did you ever imagine you would be an owner of an Italian restaurant?
No, I never imagined this. Oh my God, I was like, wow, this is the American dream. Literally, I was like, I made it. I was super happy.
Fox 5 News.
Look who's cheap now. You are, and millions more just like you with cheapoair.com. When you spend less booking your flight, you're free to do more, see more, and live more.
cheapoair.com.
Go ahead, be cheap.
There's something incredibly intimate about morning news. You get to be a part of people's daily routine.
You're with people as they're getting ready for the day. We're also giving them the knowledge that they need to get out the door and to be informed citizens.
You get to see every type of New Yorker as the sun comes up. When New York wakes up, we're there.
Watch Terry Alexander and Steve Lacy on Fox 5 News at 5 and 10 p.m.
Can you feel it? Every weekday.
Weekday mornings at 10 on Fox 5.
That was the progressive game flow. And Seattle tries to get something going on offense to start the second half. Brock Huge standing by with their head coach, Jim Zorn.
Yeah, and I saw B.J. Daniels sprint by me coming out of the tunnel. I think he's warming up. Is there going to be a QB change?
Yeah, we're going to make a change for this second half. We've got to move the ball. We have to change something to get a spark. And we'll see if we can get some scores here in the second half.
And the thought process behind that change was what?
Well, just we have 2 first downs in the whole first half. Our production is poor. And it's not all Brandon. I'm not blaming a QB, but I know that we need something different going on, and we're going to do it this way.
Does the game plan change at all with B.J. Anderson?
Well, he can run, so we'll see. He'll change the game plan, right, because he'll have a chance to scramble and run.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
All right, big move for Seattle. That's the dynamic that B.J. Daniels brings. Versatile quarterback, can run or throw.
Yeah, and he was a legend at USF. In fact, he left USF, South Florida, with the second most total yards in Big East history. And he had 8,433 yards, 52 touchdowns, throwing the football, over 2,000 yards rushing on the ground. Very talented player. Played some time in the NFL, made some position changes along the way, but here in the XFL, back at quarterback, and gets the tap here in the second half.
Here's John Santiago seeing what type of field position he can give them, and he's going to be stopped inside the 20, and so B.J. Daniels will take over deep in his own territory, but take over he will. Now it's starting quarterback for the Seattle Dragons.
Yeah, and they do have the ability to get into a game where he's in a zone read, almost kind of a wildcat package, so this is going to open up the offensive playbook just a little bit, but rest assured they'll be running the same exact type of concepts that they did with Brandon Silvers. So the whole offense plus some QB run now afforded Jim Zorn, the play caller for the Dragons.
Officially a 7th-round draft pick of San Francisco in 2013, but many years with the Seattle Seahawks as well, and he hands off to Jaquan Gardner on the very first play.
And as was the case with Silvers, they do have to stay on schedule, and they got to stay on schedule not because of either quarterback, but because their wide receivers on the outside have a really hard time gaining separation. And when you're in an obvious down situation, you can't put those defenders in conflict, run past conflict, then they have a hard time gaining that separation.
And there's Daniels on the keeper, and that's what he can do that Silvers couldn't. That running threat at quarterback makes a difference, and he picks up 9 yards.
Look at the explosion. So you get the defensive end inside, and then boom, the quarterback gets on the outside. That's a terrific read. You get a good block from 89. That's Connor Hamlet, played at Oregon State in college, and he's out in front of Daniels, and Daniels races for the first down, and there's a little spark, exactly what Jim Zorn was talking about, a spark for this offense creating a first down.
And it forces the defense to play a little bit differently because now they have to respect the run, at least the potential run of the quarterback. First down from the 31. On the keeper again, Daniels cuts it back inside. Nice little 3-yard pickup.
Let's see where Zorn goes here.
All right, one word, Chevy. One word, Trips right, Chevy.
A lot of words for a one-word call. Daniels, his first throw, and it's dropped. Keenan Reynolds, those two played together, or both were members of the Seahawks at different times.
Reynolds got to grab that ball.
Yeah.
Right at his face. Good throw, good read from B.J. Daniels. It's right there to create an easy third down opportunity for the Dragons, but now third and medium here, 3rd and 7 for the new quarterback.
Looking for the 41. He's got the receiver John Santiago, a former running back, in. And that one thrown just short of the sticks. Dantes Bird with the catch. Robert Nelson prevented him from getting the first down.
Yeah, and that's a field position where it's sure hard to keep your offense out there, even with the spark, and that's what the drop from Reynolds does.
Yeah. Tell him to come hard. Come hard on that, because Indy is not thunder, right? You don't stop. Just down 5 yards.
Here's the punt by Brock Miller. DeMornay Pearson-L makes the grab. And doesn't get far. His team has been in control all game long, so let's hear what their head coach had to say at halftime.
Listen to me. You guys continue to play the way you're playing. You're playing hard, stay focused, eliminate some of these penalties, and we'll be fine. But the key's going to be taking over the game. Impress your will on these people. Do not allow them to breathe. Do you guys understand me? Let's go. Get it in here. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hayes, a long-time assistant in the National Football League. 16 straight years with Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati. Second-round draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs.
We're good.
Then went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Some solid franchises in his career as Matt Jones goes nowhere. Stanley Mapanga with the stop on first down.
I was talking about the influences, kind of the tree, if you will. Jewett Hayes, his father, played a huge influence on him, obviously. Played under Hayden Fry, Marty Schottenheimer, Bill Cowher. Coached under Bob Stoops and Marvin Lewis. He was on the national championship winning team of 2000 there with Oklahoma, as well as his offensive coordinator, Chuck Long, who was there in his first stint. His first year at Oklahoma there.
Former teammates at the University of Iowa. Here's Ta'amu. His first run of the second half.
You know, you look back at that Iowa team. This is 1983. There's Jonathan Hayes. And you've got Chuck Long over there, the quarterback. Then look at all those coaches up there. Bill Snyder, Kirk Ferentz, Hayden Fry, Barry Alvarez, Bob Stoops. I mean, the Hayden Fry influence in college football has been felt everywhere, and it's gone into the NFL. And these two guys right here for the Battlehawks certainly were impacted by the Iowa legend who passed away earlier this year. And just a remarkable football coach.
Here's Ta'amu, a little too hot, intended for Marcus Lucas. And the Battlehawks will be forced to punt.
Really his first mistake of the day, guys, you know, because he had him. Lucas was wide open. Lucas is the tight end, Brock, you were referring to, played for all sorts of teams in the National Football League, was in preseason this last fall with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Came into this year, this game with 7 catches. All right, he was wide open. Jordan's got to hit him.
Yeah, first miss of the day.
And so Austin Prohl will be back deep to take this one from Marquette King. Running room for Prohl. Into St. Louis territory. And excellent starting field position for the second possession of this second half for Seattle. They'll start from the 45. Can the B.J. Daniels light a spark?
You know what's good about this? Your sign's pointing at my sign, so people are going to look at my sign.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
You demand the most out of your footwear, like safety toe protection, electrical hazard protection, waterproof oil and slip-resistant rubber outsoles, and Skechers air-cooled memory foam for all-day comfort. Keep dry, comfortable, and protected with Skechers footwear.
The following is a list of snow day closings due to inclement weather. All two-wheel drive crossovers should close for the day. Wannabe SUVs should close for the day. Regular four-door sedans should close for the foreseeable future. All Jeep 4x4 vehicles will remain open, despite the harsh weather conditions.
Now purchase and get $2,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees can lease the all-new Jeep Gladiator for $248 a month.
Can my side be firm?
And mine's super soft. With the Sleep Number 360 smart bed, you can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
And snoring?
No problem. And done.
So I'll wake up ready for anything?
Oh, we've got your back.
So you can really promise better sleep?
Not promise, prove. It's our leap year special. Save up to $600 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds, plus 0% interest for 4 years on all smart beds. Ends Monday. Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong. Just buy one on the app and get one free. Yup, free. Classic footlongs, Milty footlongs, America's favorite footlongs. Buy one, get one free. For a limited time only.
I'm Christina Stumble, and I chose the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy, why wouldn't I get this card? I redeemed $115,000 in cash back, which doubled our marketing budget last summer. What's in your wallet?
The XFL on Fox is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Third quarter here in week 4 of the XFL. 17-3 St. Louis on top. B.J. Daniels now in for his second possession at quarterback for the Seattle Dragons, starting at the 45-yard line.
Got to capitalize on good field position.
On the keeper, it's Daniels right up the middle. What a run. Stiff arm. Still trying to stiff arm. Pushing on the out-of-bounds play, and lots of pushing and shoving after the play. No flags just yet.
Yeah, there definitely should have been a flag on that. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's a 15-yard run right now by Daniels, who's been more dangerous with his legs so far.
Watch Robert Nelson, number 28. So Daniels tries a stiff arm right there. He tries another stiff arm right there. And then after the play well out, he gives an extra shove to the ground. There absolutely should have been a flag right there on Robert Nelson and given them 15 more yards, which would have taken them to the 15-yard line.
Instead, they were at the 30. 3 carries, 27 yards for Daniels, who's coming in relief. Now he throws. Open is his receiver, the tight end, Ben Johnson, and he'll take it down inside the 10-yard line.
How about the rhythm that Seattle has? And all it takes is a quarterback that comes out there and makes a few plays with his feet. Check it out. A little run action to the left. Daniels out to his right, and look at him set up. That's such a smart veteran move. Experienced quarterback sets his feet to make a throw to the second level on that over route, and it's in stride, perfect strike. And now Seattle is in threatening mode right here.
21-yard gain, longest of the game for Seattle, and Daniels trying to add to it, fighting his way down to either the 2 or the 1, but another good run made by Daniels, whose threat has changed the way this defense plays.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and now the defense is on their heels. You know, prior to this, Seattle just had nowhere to go with the football, and the tempo and the pace of everything was being dictated by Jay Hayes, the defensive coordinator, and this Battlehawks defense, and now that dynamic has totally flipped, and it's Seattle dictating the tempo to St. Louis.
Jay Hayes, the older brother of the head coach Jonathan Hayes. Here's the handoff. Kenneth Farrell fighting. Going to be just short of the goal line. Will Hill with the stop.
Daniels pleading for another one of those play calls where he can make a decision out there. He's saying, come on, we've got this.
It's maybe the loudest this Battlehawk crowd has been all afternoon. The handoff. Farrell lowers his shoulder and gets in. Touchdown, Dragons. Kenneth Farrell with his first rushing touchdown of the season. First rushing touchdown at all year for Seattle, and it could not have come at a more opportune time.
Check out that right side, just smashing down Colin Jeter, 81, the tight end, did a great job. And then Farrell gets tight right off of that edge of the tight end. He didn't go wide into the defender. He got as skinny as he could and lunged for that goal line, and he finds himself into the end zone, and Seattle will go for one.
The handoff. Daniels keeps it actually and gets the extra point. He faked the handoff, and the guy who has run so often, and there's scrumming going on down there. And now the flags come out. Oh, this will be after the point after attempt. Whoa. There come more flags. It looked like Kenny Robinson was down, number 23, got up and went swinging again. You can see the Battlehawks trying to get him under control.
Here's the end of the play. Clearly in, and then he wasn't. Daniels looks like he kind of stands over Robinson, and Robinson's trying to get up, but has a hold of his leg right there. See how he's hooked him, trying to bring him back down. All sorts of WWE moves being thrown at the 1-yard line.
All of this should be after the point after attempt.
Brock, you're with B.J. Daniels. What was going on down there?
Yeah, Coach just asked you what happened.
I guess they got kind of rowdy or upset. We scored, and I understand it.
I also saw you sprint by me there at halftime. When did you get the word that this is going to be your show in the second half?
At halftime in the locker room.
From Coach?
Coach.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you've waited a month for this opportunity. What did that touchdown drive feel like?
Meant a lot. I just got to praise God. Seriously. I owe it all to him.
All right. Keep up the good work.
All right, the 30-year-old Daniels. We asked if he could light a spark. He certainly did here on the second half so far.
So we've got time one.
Leading the team to their first touchdown.
After the play, there were multiple fouls by the defense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 23. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 23 is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 26 will be enforced 15 yards on the succeeding kickoff.
So both McCoyle and Robinson call for personal fouls. They take them on against McCoyle. But more importantly, Seattle's back in this ball game, folks. Kenneth Farrell with a 1-yard touchdown on a drive that really was led by their new quarterback, B.J. Daniels. It's now a 7-point game.
How would I describe overpaying on a used car? It was humiliating. It's expensive. I just trusted the wrong used car sites.
Carfax has a better way. Only Carfax.com can give you the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. So you never have to overpay on a used car again.
But I guess life goes on. So, all right, come on, boy. Here we go. Let's go, buddy.
Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at the all-new Carfax.com.
Doug. And now, for their service to the community, we present Limu Emu and Doug with this key to the city.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And now, we need to get back to work. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm all about living joyfully. Ooh. The United Explorer card hooks me up. Getting more for getting away. Traveling lighter. Getting settled. Rewarded.
Learn more at theexplorercard.com.
Pain can weigh you down, but you're resilient. And I see how lidocaine patch fuels your resilience. Powerful, targeted pain relief. Pain will not get the best of you. It will bring out the best in you. I see hot lidocaine patch.
Have you ever wondered what the motorcade driver drives when they're not in a motorcade? This one drives a Volkswagen Passat.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst? Juice-Dradic equation. Super top secret mathematical formula they keep stored inside a safe, inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Oh, Juice-Dradics.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
The XFL continues this weekend as breakout star P.J. Walker leads the undefeated Houston Roughnecks.
Walker, electrifying!
In a Texas throwdown against Landry Jones and the Dallas Renegades. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern on FS1.
Today that we hit hard. Get some little action right. We don't care who's watching. Yes, sir! That's a great play!
Well, mobile quarterbacks are the story of this game right now because Jordan Ta'amu and his legs dominated the first half. Here in the second half, a change at quarterback for Seattle led by B.J. Daniels. Put them in the end zone for the first time, and it's a 7-point ball game.
It's just such a threat for the defense, right? That added element to the quarterback run. And during the break, Brock, you were right next to Jim Zorn. He was furious with this penalty and its assessment. Listen, this is how it's assessed. The officials didn't make a mistake, but there's no advantage here gained for Seattle. Now they're having to kick it from the 45, and yet the touchback rule still applies.
Now remember, as this one's going between the 20 and 10, so it's executed perfectly. And they wind up doing pretty well off of it, even though there's a flag down.
I think it was just a white tee down there.
I don't think it was a flag.
But Brock, Jim Zorn's exactly right. And this is something that the league's probably going to have to address moving forward. But because of these penal touchback rules, you know, a penalty like that on the succeeding kickoff really penalizes Seattle there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We'll get to Brock in just 1 second. So St. Louis will start at the 34-yard line.
On the Monday. 180. Set.
And a handoff taken by Christian Michael. Brock, why was Zorn so upset?
Yeah, exactly to your point, Joel. And he's saying, hey, listen, this is going to stress us. There's no benefit. You're just asking for a penalty. Obviously, Steve Hagan, the special teams coach, comes in and he kind of calms Jim down, says, our kicker can do this. But to your point, there is no added benefit whatsoever.
Well, as it stands, this St. Louis team now got to find that first half rhythm, guys.
Ta'amu pulls it back in, fires over the middle of the field, caught by DeMornay Pearsonell. That'll help you get back into rhythm. 21 yards.
Kurt, this was gorgeous. Check out this. He's got a very small window between three Seattle defenders who are kind of triangulating around the receiver, and he just drops it in there on the layered pass. That was beautiful.
Christian Michael stretched out back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
That's one of those, I call it a layered ball, right? You're not driving it. You're not throwing it with touch deep. You're layering it over a linebacker and yet in front of safeties, or even in that case, kind of a drop corner. That was beautifully thrown. That execution, I'll tell you what, that is big time. That's NFL stuff right there. That was a beautiful throw.
He has been on the mark. Low snap, Ta'amu. Oh, his receiver fell down, and there's a flag in the secondary. DeMornay Pearsonell, the intended receiver. I think Jordan Martin was there in the coverage.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 53. 5-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Definitely got tangled up there, and Martin, who's having to play over that slot. Remember, Mohamed Cisse was injured in this game. We've also had Steve Williams, who was their normal nickelback in the first few weeks. He's on injured reserve, so a depleted secondary there, and Martin grabbed Pearsonell.
And a first down in Seattle territory will be a loss of a yard on that run by Christian Michael.
I will tell you that the defense has not allowed the running backs to get going between the tackles. That's one thing that Seattle has done so well, but it's that commitment that has opened up the outside for Jordan Ta'amu and some of that RPO game, the quarterback run, those slant passes. They are committed. That front seven right now for Seattle is selling out to stop the run between the tackles. They've done a great job, but it's opened up other areas for St. Louis.
And they spread Michael out into the slot on the top of the screen. This is underneath pass. He is caught by Brandon Riley, and Riley going to gain 9 yards.
And again, a great decision on time. All game long, we've seen Ta'amu anticipate, throw the ball on time, make quality decisions, and he never feels rushed while he's doing it. We're seeing before our eyes the maturation of a quarterback, developing on the field, getting the reps that he needs post-college in order to develop into a great player.
Yeah, here's a guy who had to play at New Mexico Military Institute before going to Mississippi. So not a lot of playing experience. Here on the keeper. Lowers his shoulder, and it looks like he got the first down. We mentioned earlier, he's playing in front of his home folks who are visiting from Hawaii, and he's giving them a show.
He sure is, and right here he makes another great decision. Watch this, a little option, and he sees 3 Seattle defenders, and they're like, hey, they're outside, and so he goes inside, and the family's got to approve, right, Kurt?
You know, he was saying that his dad loves wearing shorts, but he told him St. Louis in February is not the same as Oahu in February. So make sure, Dad, you bring long pants, and he did.
That is fantastic.
He's got to be pleased with the way his son is performing right now. Ball's on the 31, first down. Matt Jones, a little delayed handoff, and that one worked almost to perfection. Gain of 8.
And finally a little open room there for the run game. Check out this block here. I believe that was 61. No, that's 67. Folkerts, Brian Folkerts, who's been dealing with the flu, didn't get a lot of practice time during the course of the week. The center, they thought he would get back for this game. Brock, I think he told you he felt okay before the game.
Good enough were the words.
He was good enough on that play. Matt Jones. And this time he runs right into the belly of his left guard, Bruno Reagan. Don't think it was designed that way.
No. And now Seattle's got a great chance here with a negative play here. If they can get themselves into a position where they could potentially force St. Louis into a field goal opportunity. And so even after a long drive, I'm sure they're tired. This is an enormous snap for the Dragons defense after their offense finally found rhythm and found the end zone on the last series.
Play clock inside 5. Ta'amu. Over the middle, first down. DeMornay Pearsonell moves the chains.
What a great route from Pearsonell. Watch as he's going to come up right here, and he's going to stop and pause before he goes into the inside. There's the stop. Then he finds himself some. That's the nuance to a route running that finds space, creates space for a first down.
Gain of 7. Ta'amu keeps it and escapes for a bit, but not for long. Eventually, he was caught by Marcel Frazier on the second chance.
And finally, we call Marcel Frazier's name, who's been so impactful over the last couple of weeks. Forced a fumble last week on a sack, strip sack. Had that pick for a touchdown in the previous week when they beat the Vipers a couple of weeks ago at home. And we have not had a chance to call his name until a nice sack right there.
Seems as though he makes timely plays for the Seattle defense. Ta'amu looking to dump it off. That one battled around incomplete.
And again, Frazier, and just like you said, timely plays. It got him behind the sticks. Then he recognizes the screen. He's working upfield against the tackle, Brian Wallace, and he's able to get himself up and bat that ball down. and now it's a long third down opportunity. I'd say right here, if I'm Jordan Ta'amu, just don't take a sack. You know, you don't force the football. You don't take a sack. With their field goal kicker, Taylor Russolino, you got points, at least a good chance at points. He's perfect on the season. You don't want to put him in a situation, though, where he's kicking something 49, 50 yards.
Well, let's see what this penalty is.
12 men breaking the offensive huddle. Seattle. Correction, St. Louis. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, that makes a long third down even longer. And now you might need to pick up a couple of yards to help your kicker.
Well, that's where I think that they need to get back to that run. Get on the outside, some sort of RPO, put the defense in conflict, and get themselves some positive yards.
Yeah, before you just didn't want to lose any. Now it'd be about a 47, 48-yard attempt from right here. Ta'amu sidearms it. Washington down to the 20. So it'll make it a more manageable field goal attempt as Russolino comes out.
Looks like there's a dragon down after that.
Anthony Johnson still down for Seattle.
Big number 91. 6'3", 294 pounds. He had a rookie tryout this last year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, played 41 games at FIU. And he was hustling from his defensive tackle position to try to get back there and get into the play. And he was able to get there, but a little shaken up. It's a heck of a hold from Seattle's defense, guys.
It really is.
And they needed it. That's what you need when your offense, Kirk, creates some momentum, right? Gets them back into a one-possession game. Then it's incumbent on the defense to get out there and try to hold them. And even though it was a long series and it looks like it likely will end in points, Clayton Lopez, the defensive coordinator, has got to be happy with the fact that they're at least forcing them into this field goal opportunity.
And not getting frustrated, not giving up. You know, we've seen, this is the third week in a row we've done a Seattle game, and their offense has struggled pretty much every week, even though they got the win against Tampa. This defense has been put in positions where they've had to make stops to stay in the game, and they've done it today. And so they will settle for the field goal attempt. Will St. Louis? Taylor Russolini from 38 yards away. He's got a 48-yarder earlier. This one from 38, no problem. And so the lead's back to 10. Tomorrow on FS1, well, it'll be a good old-fashioned Texas throwdown as the 3-0 Houston Roughnecks take on Bob Stoops and the Dallas Renegades. XFL football continues tomorrow at 4 Eastern on FS1 and streaming on the Fox Sports app.
Boy, isn't P.J. Walker having a year? 11 total touchdowns, 835 total yards, and 11 plays of 20 or more yards. Right now, he is the leading candidate for MVP of this XFL season. He has been sensational. But I tell you what, we saw him early in the year. Jordan Ta'amu is, if he continues to play like this, guys, he's going to be in that running at the end of the year. This team has certainly found their footing over the last couple of weeks. We've seen that both on film and now here put on the field. This Battlehawk team getting better and better, it seems like, every single quarter.
And is it complete as any team we've seen so far in the first month of the XFL season? Here's Santiago. Oh, he looked like he was slowing down because he saw that the cavalry wasn't going to save him. Jamil President with the stop. Well, B.J. Daniels has made a difference, at least on the performance so far of this Seattle Dragon team, being able to run and even the times just the threat of the run.
And even the emotion that he gave them, pleading with Coach Zorn to get that play call in. We want to punch it into the end zone. Sometimes it's an attitude as much as it is the production. Clearly, he's a threat on the outside with his feet. That's where they're going to have to stay right here. But he's also going to have to make some plays with his arm, which he was able to do on that last series to get him down there and get into the end zone.
Yeah, led him to the touchdown. And here he keeps it again and then throws it. Alonzo Moore And there's that threat of the run making a difference, keeping pressure on this defense and turning into a big play for Seattle. A gain of 57 yards.
Watch as the defense has to commit to Daniels because of the threat of his legs. You're going to see all of this come up. You're going to see the corner and the safety commit to Daniels right here. Boom. And then he just picks it up and he's like, just flips it over the top to Alonzo Moore. Excellent execution.
Now a more traditional throw to Moore. Push out of bounds, no flag there. But you can just see the difference that he's made to this offense here. It seems as though the confidence that they've got.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And
there is a flag down now in the secondary.
There's flags down, and it makes me wonder if they had 12 guys out there for St. Louis because of where the flags came out by the back judge and the deep judge.
12 men on defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Well, now for the first time today, we're starting to see the Battlehawks unraveling a little bit. You know, there was some miscommunication on an offensive play, and they had 12 guys in the formation. Now 12 guys on the defensive side.
And so that'll be the end of the third quarter. Seattle putting pressure on St. Louis.
5G, but there's 5G.
And then there's Verizon 5G.
We're building the most powerful 5G experience for America.
It's more than 10 times faster than some other 5G networks.
And it's rolling out in cities across the country.
So people can experience speeds that ultra-wideband can deliver.
1.7 gigs here in Houston.
1.8 gigs here in frigid Omaha.
Almost 2 gigs here in Los Angeles. That's outrageous.
It's like an 8-lane highway compared to a 2-lane dirt road.
After 225 years of Jim Beam, you'd think we'd just look back on our past. Nope. We're looking to our future. Where we're crafting new bourbons, creating new ways to drink them, and teaching a new generation of distillers. So no, we're not raising a glass to the last 225 years. We're raising Jim Beam for 225 years to come.
Look at these two troublemakers.
Wicked car, is that new?
Yeah, it's a Sonata. Let me pack it.
Oh, you're not fitting your car in there.
Chris, stop being a smarty pants, all right? Look who's got Smart Pack.
Smart Pack?
Just hit the clicker, car packs itself. And I can pack it anywhere.
How about Dorchester?
Packed it.
Foxborough.
Packed it.
The Harbor?
Are you kidding me? I packed it and then unpacked it.
You unpacked it?
Kid.
This is a ghost car.
A better way to park. Only available on the all-new Sonata with remote smart parking assist.
Behold, the Capital One Cafe.
Cash and coffee.
Nice.
Yes, impressive.
What up, Coach K?
That sign caught my eye. A savings rate 5 times the national average?
Yeah.
5 times. That's a lot.
He won 5 championships.
5 times. Remarkable.
Remarkable.
I might have to open an account. 5 times? That's outstanding basketball. Banking.
Good to see you, Coach.
It was the first time man walked on the moon. Because he stayed in orbit. Because they guided them safely.
Columbia, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Because she made the right calculations.
Roger, Columbia, this is Charlie. How do you read?
And because he let them focus on the mission instead of the mess.
It's amazing how quickly this city has fallen in love with this St. Louis Battlehawks team. Caca is their native call, if you will, and you hear it all over this town. Their team up by 10 points right now. As we start the fourth quarter, Kurt Menefee, Joel Klatt, Brock Hewitt with you. And last week they had the largest crowd of the XFL season, just a shade under 30,000. Today, coming pretty close to that, 27.5.
All right, by the way, gents, we're at 30 right now on the total. Fox Bet had 37.5, so obviously it's a big series here.
Daniels gets it and hands it off. Trey Williams trying to reverse course, but he won't be able to do it. Andrew Ankra will celebrate.
Boy, Ankra, one of 5 XFL players with multiple sacks this year, and he finds himself in the backfield there, and Williams had nowhere to go. And they lose that solid first down position. It was 1st and 5. Now this is backed up.
Loss of 4 on the play. Here comes the pressure. Daniels pulls it down, runs it, gets the first down, stays in bounds, wrestled to the ground by Dexter McCoyle. But once again, moving the chains with his legs.
And just such a good decision. You know, it was basically drop defense there. Everybody got out of dodge. It was kind of a man coverage with deep safety. He saw it. There was no man player for the quarterback. He saw all that turf in front of him, and he just took the first down. It was an easy conversion for number 7, and that's the type of decision that Jim Zorn's got to love.
13 yards on that run. A little end around. Keenan Reynolds looking to throw, and he does. Austin Kroll, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot more. St. Louis had that one figured out early.
All right, here we go. Let's go. Trips left. 32 zebra. Dart. That's Dodger. Why you go vertical? Trips left. 32 zebra. Dart.
Here comes the blitz. Over the middle, caught into the end zone for the touchdown, Evan Rodriguez. Back-to-back drives. The Dragons get touchdowns with B.J. Daniels at quarterback.
And again, it's a great read on an RPO. The fake draws the linebacker over. It creates space for the tight end. Here's the linebacker there that you're going to keep your eyes on. As he goes over to his right, boom, Daniels just gets his feet under him, flips around, delivers the ball on the frame of the tight end. Rodriguez finds himself there and just backs himself into the end zone for a touchdown. What a difference this second half has made with B.J. Daniels in at quarterback. And the Dragons have some confidence and will go for 3 from the 10-yard line, a 3-point attempt.
Interesting call here. One play from the 10-yard line. If they get it in, they get 3.
Don't need this at all. They should have gone for 1 here to get within a field goal. This doesn't really do anything for them.
Yeah, it really is. Interesting to say the least. Daniels fighting for survival. To the end zone, caught, but not held on to. Right into the chest of Alonzo Moore, who had it and would have gotten the 3-point conversion, but he dropped it.
But they didn't need that.
Yeah.
20-19 doesn't do anything for you there. If anything, you go for 2 or 1 to get into that field goal mold, and really 2 doesn't do anything for you. They should have gone for 1 right there. They went for 1 on the last possession. Daniels ran it in easily. They could have gotten it to a field goal, but now they're still down and have to get at least a touchdown, as Alonzo Moore had it in his chest right at the pylon and ended up dropping it. Brock, a little miscalculation there on that strategy. They did not need 3 points.
Well, BJ moves the ball up and down the field. Just curious, the decision to go for 3 there.
Well,
what's the process?
It's the 4th quarter, so if we get 3 points, I thought we had a good play on. We hit it in I don't know, have you seen the replay yet?
Put it on his chest.
Yeah, you put it on his chest. So, we're taking an opportunity, but that gets us 1 touchdown away. So we'll keep scoring. We're going to try to win this football game.
So being in the 4th quarter, more important than that point being just a field goal away if you go for 1?
I'll think about that when I get there. All right.
Right on, Zeke. Thank you, bud.
You can see the math right now is a little bit different for these head coaches who all their lives have been brought up thinking multiply by 7s, basically.
Yeah, and there was a little confusion there.
Yeah. Here's Keith Mumphrey on the return. And just to wrap up that point, if you go for 1, you're within a field goal of time.
That's correct.
If you go for 2, a field goal gives you the lead.
That's correct.
If you go for 3, which is harder to do, obviously, it really doesn't make
it. It's the same exact field goal gives you the lead.
Yeah.
Like going for 2, right, Brock?
So, yeah, I guess, Joel, what you heard from Coach as well is once we get to the 4th quarter and we're down, we're going for 3. I guess that is some of that mindset that you're almost pre-programmed, right? Either analytically or you make that decision, beforehand that if we're in that position, we are going to go for 3 in the 4th.
Well, that's just mathematically the wrong decision.
Exactly. Down by 4, it certainly is. What a catch. Brandon Riley on the run, snags it, and the flag. And I think this is going to be after the catch on the hit.
I tell you, that was a beautiful throw, and he had the double hitch there because it wasn't open right away. And Jordan took an extra beat, found the second window on the slant.
It's a 15-yard gain as it stands. Reggie Smith trying to sort it out with his crew. Here's another look.
Here's that pump right here. See, he wants it. Then he drops down.
There is no foul on the play for illegal use of the helmet. First down.
You see how he dropped down and then used that extra slant window between the linebackers. Here's what they were talking about at the end of the play. Ramirez was going in for the tackle, but it was clearly 87 Riley, Brandon Riley, who was initiating the contact as a wide receiver.
So the 15-yard gain stands. Tamu brings it down. And he gets the nice run on first down. Gain of 5.
And another good decision. If he flips that ball out to the swing route where he wanted to go initially, they're going to be in 2nd and 10 probably, maybe 2nd and 12. But he holds on to the football, he gets what he can, and now they're in a 2nd and 5 situation.
10 carries, 53 yards for Tamu.
Grab. 59, deuce. Hey, 6. Alpha. There we go.
Hands it off, Matt Jones, and he's stopped in the backfield. The running backs have had trouble getting going in the run game. It's been the quarterback that's been able to get it done on the ground today. Where they go.
Trips right, H move, 902, H choice, Coco. Trips right, H move, 902, H choice, Coco.
Okay, so H is going to be the motion man, and he's got a choice route. So they're trying to isolate a man-to-man defender. So watch as the H is going to be in motion, and then they're going to be trying to get 87. That's Brandon Riley. He's going to have a choice route on his man-to-man defender. That is number 56, Niles Morgan.
Tamu looks his way first, goes to the top of the screen. And making the catch is Keith Mumphrey for a first down.
Yeah, he didn't like that matchup, so he goes over there and just throws an easy curl route on the other side. Mumphrey was wide open. Tamu again anticipating the window, and he moves the chains. His decision-making and timing have been impeccable tonight.
And Dad likes that.
As he should.
Tamu, 196 yards passing, 53 on the ground. This has been his game.
Hey, 56, lead 56. Alpha, let go.
To the air this time. Deep down the left. Mumphrey caught. Another big play by this St. Louis offense and Tamu.
That
43 on the pass.
That ball was thrown absolutely perfectly. And Mumphrey got the step down the field and right over the shoulder. You cannot throw it any better than that.
It's like whatever Tamu wants to do, he does today.
Snap infraction. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
That's the center, Brian Folkerts, moving the ball around a little bit. What's it like when you're a quarterback and you're just feeling it? Whatever you want to do works.
Well,
I mean, you play quarterback. Come on.
I don't know if I quite felt it ever like this before, unfortunately. I think it's more a rhythm for the entire offense. And what can set the offense and the quarterback up for success is rhythm in the offensive line. He's had time, but he's just seeing the field. The game is slow right now for Jordan Tamu.
And he keeps it. Decides to run it on the option.
Jordan, hand the ball off. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go 11. Okay. Let's go 11. Let's go. Let's go double left. Iowa odd. Book. Randy.
So now they need to hurry up here as the play clock winds out again.
Snap it. He wants the inside zone.
Got it off. And that's Matt Jones. You could hear Chuck Long telling Jordan Tamu, next time, hand it off.
Yeah.
Don't keep it so much.
Chuck's got to get in a better rhythm. He's getting the play in too late right now, and he was concerned with what was happening. Let's see if he goes here.
Let's go 11. Let's go double left, punch on grab, VIP soda. Double left, punch on grab, VIP soda.
This is a little bit of a sweep here. So what happens here is he's going to ride him on an outside zone. So they're trying to get this ball outside of the tackles.
Gotta go.
Matt Jones on the keeper. Handoff, if you will. He keeps it after the handoff. Fourth down decision coming. Crowd wanting them to go for it. But right now, Jonathan Hayes is going to settle for the 3 points and try and extend this lead to 7.
You know, what's interesting is 7 doesn't really do anything for you again. Again, this is the math, okay? So you can go up to 9 points, 8 points. So you've got a 1 touchdown lead essentially right now, right? They've got to score a touchdown to beat you. And it's the exact same scenario if you kick this field goal.
Here's Russolino from 25 yards away. It is a 7-point lead. And we'll do the math for you here on the other side as St. Louis is up 23-16 here in the fourth quarter.
This, allergy sufferers, is my favorite Zysol bedtime story. It's about the time when allergy symptoms ruined people's sleep and made them miserable all the next day. Oh, what relief they found taking Zysol at night. It worked while they slept and they woke refreshed for more productive days ahead. Zysol provides powerful relief. Plus, it lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, works faster than Claritin, and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. So, be wise all, take Zysol. At night.
There is a house that stands strong, built on a foundation of fury, grit, and muscle, and home to only a few. Domestic, not domesticated. This is the house of Dodge. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Muscle.
With Dodge Power Dollars, more power means more cash allowance. Purchase now and get $10 per horsepower. That's $7,970 on the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye.
Sweetheart, do my forearms look bigger?
They look the same.
I've been spinning faster recently. I think they're getting bigger. Feel them.
Yeah, they kind of feel bigger.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
So I want everybody to remember that the Employee of the Month parking spot is for that mod.
You know what's better than this besides everything? A burger with a crispy wheel of cheese on it.
Introducing the new BFC Angus Thick Burger at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Feed your
Hayden, I'm a firefighter. And we're gonna get you out of there.
The return of 911, Monday, March 16th on Fox.
When he's locked in, he's lights out. Like some kind of mechanical maestro, Martin Truex Jr. is orchestrating his next masterclass on complete domination. The Auto Club 400, Sunday at 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
It's a battle for the Wild Wild West and first place in the conference as Landry Jones and the Air Raid Renegades host the Roughnecks and early MVP favorite, B.J. Walker. It's a Texas throwdown. The XFL, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
It's a big one. Houston and Dallas, the top 2 teams in the West right now. So this is an important game for Seattle to stay in it. And you see St. Louis atop the East Division right now, along with D.C. and St. Louis. The way they're playing right now, the way they played last week, they just seem to be getting better and better every week. Here's Santiago to take it for Seattle. The Seattle team that's really gotten back in it in this second half with a change of quarterback, B.J. Daniels.
Yeah, and Brock, you had a chance to chat with Jay Hayes, the defensive coordinator for St. Louis. What did he tell you?
We got to get our eyes on BJ, right? This is something, even though their offense, Joel, runs this read zone, they've not prepped for this. They've not seen it all year. Brandon Silvers plays between the tackles in this very active group. It's safety and linebacker have got to have eye discipline on the quarterback.
We'll see how he does starting at the 27-yard line. He keeps it. Chased out of bounds by Kenny Robinson. You know, Daniels at the start of the season came in to battle with Silvers to be the starting quarterback. Silvers won that battle, but right now it's really a different team under Daniels.
Yeah, it's just a different threat. And right there, St. Louis was able, and there's Silvers is kind of off on his own, not really engaged in what's going on. Don't love that because you're always a snap away from being in the game. So certainly he needs to engage himself and stop pouting on the sideline.
Here's Daniels. Again. Riding and keeping and getting the first down. Hey, even the guys on the St. Louis sideline giving a little dap.
Well, I tell you what, it's one thing to get your eyes on B.J. Daniels. It's another thing to tackle him. Right here, they're doing exactly what their coach tells them to do. And there's 26 right in the hole. That's Dexter McCoyle, and yet he still is unable to get him to the ground because of the elusiveness of Daniels. And he is an absolute threat with those legs and making them pay.
A run of 17. The little flip to Santiago. Gets around the edge. And Santiago going to pick up a nice gain of 7.
Here we go. Let's go 10 personnel. 10, 10. I want to go double right, F right, 21, Y Dodger. Double right, F right, 21, Y Dodger. 21 ace, Y Dodger. Let him get outside of 13.
Wants the motion outside, all the way outside of 13. There you go. 13's the Y.
And they throw it, and it's a little behind number 13, Austin Prohl. I think Darius Hillary was bringing a lot of pressure, forced Daniels to get rid of that just a tad before he wanted to.
Yeah, but Prohl's got to get out of that break. I mean, Prohl's going to be open. Daniels is expecting him at a certain time, at a certain place and time, and Prohl was not there. Prohl was late on that play because he just was lackadaisical out of his break.
3rd and 3. The handoff taken by Jaquan Gardner. 3 yards and a whole lot more. 13 on that run.
Well, here's what happens is that they've got linebackers and everybody out on the outside waiting for the quarterback run, and then you've got 3-on-3 on the front side with the run game. So again, that's the threat of the quarterback, and now you can equalize the numbers on the front side of the run game, and all of a sudden for the first time today that run game pops for the Dragons, and it's because of the threat of number 7.
Yeah, you can see that St. Louis defense was so afraid that Daniels might keep it, and then they opened up the other side. Daniels to the air, but pulls it down, and there's a flag down on the play as well. And this one may be coming back.
Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That's Quintarius Eatman, the right tackle.
And that's the penalties they've got to avoid. Here he is, right tackle 77, and you're going to see after the move, initially good block, and then right here as the defensive end tries to get outside of the pocket and Daniels gets outside of the pocket, there's the grab, clearly a hold, even though he was trying to state his case right in front of Reggie Smith, our referee. It was clearly a hold.
First penalty on this Seattle offense all day long. Daniels has time. Zips that one, and he just missed an open receiver. Kind of skipped it instead to Dontez Bird, who's open.
Yeah, what does Zorn do here on a long yardage situation?
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's go. Trips left, 21 ace, Y dancer, Z Saturn. Trips left. Trips left, 22 ace. Call it. Go up there. 22 ace. Call the O-line. Tell the O-line.
The O-line is the one unit that does not have microphones in their helmets.
Got to snap it. Got to snap it.
You got it off. Daniels up top. Miscommunication. You can hear that play was confused to everybody right off the bat, and it looked like it.
And his go route was to his right. He had the go route on his right, so I think the formation strength and everything was screwed up there from the start.
Right off, 21 ace, deep Hank FB line. Trips right off, call it into the boundary here. Trips right off, 21 ace, deep Hank FB line.
And they'll do it dealing with the crowd noise. Daniels over the middle, intercepted. Will Hill with the pick. First turnover by either of these teams today. And it comes with less than 4 minutes left, and now there are flags as there are shots being given there on the sideline. All of this will be after the interception. Post-possession foul, so St. Louis will keep the ball.
What a play from Hill. I mean, such an athletic play from Hill. Daniels was trying to force that ball into traffic over the middle, and Hill played it perfectly.
Guy played a long time in the NFL.
Sure did.
New York Giants, Baltimore Ravens. More than 50 games in the National Football League.
With the tight end, right? But if he's not looking, you just have to go.
The result of the play is an interception. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness by the intercepting team, number 23. Will be penalized 15 yards from the dead ball spot. St. Louis keeps the ball, 1st and 10.
And so that's after the interception on Kenny Robinson. Second penalty he's gotten today from emotion, but it won't matter because St. Louis will have the ball.
Five-Hour Energy gets you through your on-the-go life. Now it comes in 2 delicious tropical flavors that can take you to a whole new on-the-go experience. Try them both. Vote for your favorite. You could be on the go to someplace you actually want to go.
Every weekday. Feel it and feel it and feel it like this. Feel it and feel it and feel it like that. Can you feel it? How you doing?
Weekday mornings at 10 on Fox 5. Watch Carrie Drew and Bianca Peters on Good Day Wake Up, 4:30 to 7 a.m. on Fox 5.
Look who's cheap now. You are, and millions more just like you with CheapOair.com. When you spend less booking your flight, you're free to do more, see more, and live more.
CheapOair.com.
Go ahead, be cheap.
This restaurant has something that is not just a restaurant, this is home.
He started from the very bottom at this Italian restaurant and is now one of the owners.
Telling New York stories.
This is the American dream. I was like, I made it.
Fox 5 News.
The residents' apartments are still falling down around
We're learning and hearing about the hardships endured by thousands of residents in NYCHA housing.
We're going down to NYCHA and let's let our voices be heard.
Telling New York stories.
Well, you shouldn't have to live like this.
I need more of the residents to rise up, stand up, and ask questions.
We decided to take action. We decided to stay on the story, and we are back.
Fox 5 News.
Good morning, everyone. It's a very busy morning, so let's get started.
A music legend is coming to Broadway. We chat with the star. The warm, dry weather is finally settling in, and now let's check traffic.
Mass transit looks good, but the BQE is bumper to bumper.
We have more on today's breaking news.
Here's what we know right now. The city is expected to...
Mornings on Good Day. It's all here. Weekday mornings 4:30 to 10 a.m. on Fox 5.
Back here at the Dome in St. Louis, what a time for Will Hill to get the first pick of the game, Brock Ewart.
Yeah, talk to me, Will. There are 3 verticals. How do you jump that route?
Oh, well, I just knew that
the quarterback don't really got a good deep ball outside, and he was looking at the tight end and the slot guy all the way, so I had to stay in between both of them and just waited for the ball.
That quarterback's a pretty good runner. What adjustments do you got to make to his QB run game?
We got to stay out of man. Everybody got to see being zone and watch the quarterback. If you keep your eyes on the quarterback, we'll be able to tackle him.
4 picks in the NFL. How good did that pick feel here in the XFL?
It felt great. It felt like I got to get back, though.
All right. Thanks, Will.
That's his second interception of the season here in the XFL. Ties him for the league lead as Christian Michael gets the carry on first down.
Well, this is when you got to lean on that run game, and they certainly have that mentality. You know, Jonathan Hayes is going to want that. We'll see if Chuck Long sticks with that run game, and they try to, like he said at halftime, impress their will on this Seattle team. And the Dragons had some momentum there, but Will Hill grabbed that interception, and now it's incumbent on that offensive line to try to milk this clock, move the football down the field.
They hand it off. No, Ta'amu fakes it. Out to Washington on the outside.
Another good decision by Ta'amu. This is one of the things that is so beneficial when you're in a situation like this, right? Well, you got the lead. They've got a 7-point lead. Now there's under 4 minutes to go. With the clock rules, that's a lot of time. Now Seattle's going to take a timeout right here. But when you can call run plays, then they don't have to turn out to be run plays, meaning if the numbers are against you, the quarterback just pulls that ball out and throws it on the outside in that RPO run pass option mode. It's such a benefit, and he does it so well.
All right, let's check in with Sarah Walsh.
Coming up next, Major League Soccer is back. Nashville SC makes its debut in the league, hosting Atlanta United. That's coming up right here, 8 Eastern, MLS on Fox.
All right, that comes your way at the top of the hour. When we are done, Jordan Ta'amu and St. Louis trying to wrap this up by 7 with 3:12 left to go. And one of the interesting things that we've talked about with the clock rules, it's harder to run the clock out even when you have the lead and the football.
You just got to block it out of your mind. Let the quarterback handle it, drain as much clock as he possibly can before snapping the football. But then you just got to get after it as an offensive line. And then the quarterback has got to make great decisions with the football. In particular, in this style of game, like I've been harping on, it's really on number 10 and what he decides to do in those run plays. And you see the ball control this half has been much more even. 23 plays for Seattle, 12 minutes time possession. It was heavily in favor of the Battlehawks in the first half. And so this defense, who's probably a little tired, they're going to have to bow up and make a huge stop here. It's their shot. It's 3rd and 2. Let's see if they can get it done.
Ta'amu out of the shotgun. 2 backs in the backfield. Ford back deep. He fakes the pitch to him, keeps it, and gets the first. This has been his day.
Yep, sure has. And when you are feeling it, then the game is just slower for you. And Seattle's going to take their timeout right now and stop that clock again.
Seattle calls their second and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
There are days as a quarterback when it looks like the defense has 15 players out there. And then there are days when it looks like they got 9 players out there. And then today for Jordan Ta'amu, it feels like he's just seen it so well, like there's 9 players out there. I don't know how you felt, Brock, but that's the best way I can explain it.
There's 2 things that have jumped out to me, Joel, in these 57 minutes. We're on the greatest show on turf, right? I mean, this was the turf that those guys ran wild on. And I remember Coach Holmgren would always say, play fast, but never in a hurry. And that is exactly what those Rams did. That's exactly what Jordan is doing today. He's playing fast, but he is never, ever in a hurry fundamentally or panicking at all. And then I love what Chuck Long said to us yesterday. You can call run game, and it used to be we're like, oh, gosh, I hope this box is right. Oh, gosh, I hope I called the right run. Well, now you've got a QB that makes you right, and that's exactly what he's doing this afternoon.
Whether it's with his arm or with his legs. Fakes the handoff, throws it, caught. Another great play by Ta'amu DeMornay Pearsonell with a reception and a gain of 18.
I mean, that execution is off the charts from the quarterback, from the wide receiver, and Pearsonell goes and he just forces it up the field and then just gets the back shoulder. Here's the read for Ta'amu. He's got his eyes down the field. He keeps it. He flips his feet and then just delivers that nice little touch ball to the slot receiver on a little slot seam route. I mean, that's great stuff, guys. That is high-level quarterback play. I love watching a guy develop right in front of our eyes, and we're certainly seeing that here today.
It really is. Here's Christian Michael with a run, picks up a couple of yards on first down. And you know what it is? It's like we've talked about the decision-making by Ta'amu. It's not just making the right decision, it's the speed that he's making the right decision.
That's right, decisiveness, and it's from a guy that knows his game plan. He's got complete confidence in what he's seeing from his own offensive players as well as what the defense is doing on the other side. And now there is 2 minutes left, and it has been a perfect day for number 10. We'll see if he can close it out. The Battlehawks 23-16 with Ta'amu leading the way.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do woodchucks chuck wood?
How would I describe overpaying on a used car? It's humiliating. It's expensive.
Only Carfax.com can give you the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at Carfax.com.
This is 100% cotton and 110% committed. This is extra loud, even and extra small. This is official. This is for the love of football. Gear up at XFLshop.com.
Get up, get going, and gradually reduce grays the easiest way. Just step into the shower with Control GX, the first and only gray-reducing shampoo. Get rid of a little gray every time you wash with Control GX. Be the better man you are and look the part.
PNC Bank has technology to help make banking easier. Like a business borrowing solution to help get a little more space with a lot less mom. Or Home Insight to search for a new house within your budget because they really need their space. PNC. Make today the day.
Now in the Subway app, get a free footlong. Just buy one on the app and get one free. Yup, free. Classic footlongs, Milty footlongs, America's favorite footlongs. Buy one, get one free. For a limited time only.
The XFL continues this weekend as breakout star P.J. Walker leads the undefeated Houston Roughnecks.
Walker, electrifying!
In a Texas throwdown against Landry Jones and the Dallas Renegades. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern on FS1.
This is behind the scenes, up to speed, in the game, and on the go. You follow? This is for the love of football. Follow, download, subscribe.
Charlie! Who we got?
Our quarterback Jordan Ta'amu told us he went to a St. Louis Blues game this week. Heard chants and the bellow of cacaw, as the fans like to say here who are Battlehawk fans. You're going to hear a lot more of both after his performance today. He keeps it on the option, sliding right at that first down marker. Did he cross it before the slide? Yes, he did. Well, I think this town's found a new hero.
Yeah, they sure have, at least from a football standpoint. And they have been so hungry to have this football team. They was lining up hours before the tailgate. Ta'amu, 332 yards today. Just unbelievable performance from him. And I know a lot of people interested here in the result of this drive. Remember now, St. Louis was favored by 11.5. We're sitting at 7 right now, so the over is already hit. And by the way, that production, and guys, Brock, think about this. We talked about that run game, right? Matt Jones, Christian Michael, those guys have 25 carries for 35 yards together. This has been the Jordan Ta'amu show today.
Yeah, this D-line talked, the Seattle side, about resetting the line and taking away those backs and punishing the quarterback. They did the first part, but they have not been able to do the latter.
They hand it off again. Christian Michael moves the chains again. And that'll take us down inside 1 minute. First down.
Yeah, and without timeouts, now that basically does it. Can't take a knee really with these clock rules until you get right down there close to a minute.
And so in front of 27,527 Battlehawk fans, their team will be victorious. Back-to-back weeks, go to 3-1 on the season.
Number 64 is reporting as eligible. Number 64.
They're going to be forced to take a knee here. They got it off just in time. And victory formation for Jordan Ta'amu, and what a day he has had.
Yeah, and guys, I got to tell you, you know, obviously playing great in front of their home fans, but this is a team that has some real staying power in this side of the XFL. Jonathan Hayes has built a really good football team. They're strong on specials. They can run it. Their quarterback is getting better and better. Their defense played well. Got another takeaway today. And this is a team that will be formidable here as we get towards the back half of the XFL season.
And Jonathan Hayes has done an impressive job. His first time as a head coach at any level. And as we said earlier, their only loss was a close game on the road against Houston, where they lost 28-24 back in week 2. Otherwise, all victories. And really, as we said, every phase of this team seems to be improving as it goes along.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And they survived the B.J. Daniels show here in the second half. And that'll do it. Boy, go ahead and celebrate number 10, because you played sensational ball for your club today.
In front of mom, dad, sister, aunt, uncle, everybody flying over from Hawaii to see him win this ball game. 23-16, the final.
Great show, great development, anticipation, athletic ability. Every throw in the repertoire, if you will. He drove the ball. He threw it accurately down the field on the go ball. He layered the ball over the linebackers. He made decisions in the run game, in the passing game. Brock, that dude played some serious ball today.
Yeah, he sure did. I like Kurt asking you, Joel, what it's like to be in the zone and play like this. And Joel, you said, well, I don't know if I was ever quite in the zone like you were today. You just made it look easy. How?
You know, just a team effort. We prepared everybody on offense, did their job, and we came out with a big win. So this is a really good team, really good defense. So just happy to go home with a victory.
You know, a week ago, just 18 passing attempts, 130-some yards.
Love you too.
Last week, it wasn't all about you. It was about your team. But you had to shoulder more of the burden of that today. Was that in the plan or simply what they were giving you?
Just simply what they gave us. We go in and out. Coach Chuck and Coach Hayes helps us out with the film work and all that, just the offensive prep and just being able to execute every play. So that's the main thing, is go out there, execute, make smart reads, and keep the ball safe.
Well, congratulations, and go enjoy the time with your family. Hey, Coach. I think this guy fits your background. I mean, whatever it takes, he's one tough cookie as well. Tell me about having Ta'amu under center.
Well, you know, the thing I love about Jordan, he loves the game. He's a tough kid, and he's so resilient. And those are the things you need in a quarterback, and he's just going to keep getting better and better. And as long as, you know, he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll be fine.
Yeah, Joel was talking a number of times, and Kurt as well, just about this RPO game, right? You didn't run that back in the day at Iowa. You were innovative, but there was no RPO.
Right.
And the number of times he just makes it right in that run-pass option, what is that like? What does it benefit this offense?
Well, I think what he has is he's so talented. and it allows us, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense because they just can't play the running back. They gotta respect his skills as a runner also. And then, you know, we have a couple little nuances to it where we're going to throw it also. So it's hard just to defend one thing, and that's where the RPO game has came from, and that's what puts pressure on defense, so people's got to run.
You waited a while for this opportunity. You're making the most of it. Congrats on another win, Coach. Thank you. Kurt?
All right, Jordan Ta'amu leaves the field with the ball. I think he will get the game ball this week. 327 total yards, accounting for 83% of their offense. The most important thing to him, they're 3-1. Back to wrap things up from St. Louis on the other side.
I heard in America, some people go to tasting classes to learn how to appreciate the subtle nuances of their whiskey. In Ireland, we go to the pub. Proper number 12 Irish whiskey, one for all.
I just feel stuck, Doc, and I'm hearing voices.
You feel stuck because you are stuck in a giant chocolate bar.
Huh. What about the voices?
That's me.
There it is again.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Extra slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Extra slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Extra slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Extra slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. They're slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. They're slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. They're slimy. Amphibians. Where are they? Oh, there's one. They're slimy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.